WIFTBPN.
Wherever we go, we shine wherever we go. We shine wherever we go. We shine wherever we go. Lord, Lord. Welcome to the mind of a pothead. On my head, see a young nigga got dressed. We don't give a fuck what the cop said. I'm living a legacy. So even when I die, I am not dead. Nigga, I am not dead. Fuck with me.
Great afternoon to you wonderful people. Welcome inside the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Toussaint Warner. My name is Herb Howard. This is I Said What I Said. Each and every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m., we get together right here and discuss issues that are impacting the black community, how those issues impact us as individuals, and also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through many of these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for overcoming said issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but perhaps more importantly, overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. We greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. Anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. We do have one request, and we appreciate all y'all to be actually sharing it. And for those of you who have not done it yet, just try it one time and see if it harms you in any way, shape, or form. Please share the broadcast. Share it on your personal page. Share it even within your personal network. Anyone that you think would add value to or find value in this particular conversation, we welcome them to be a part of the discussion because we simply believe that the more like-minded individuals we can get to be a part of it, the better the opportunities we have of finding those aforementioned solutions. So please, if you will, take a quick moment to share the broadcast. Again, as I said what I said, it is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. We think it is the blackest conversation in America. My name is Herb. His name is Two. What's happening, good brother?
What's up, family? Blessed and highly favored. How you?
I'm good, man. I'm dealing with a little bit of a headache today, but it's subsiding a little bit. I was laying down out there on the couch because I just needed a second to get myself together because I don't know where this headache came from, but I've kind of had it since I woke up, and then I kind of enhanced it a little bit on my own doing. But I'm good. Ain't nothing to it, man. I was in the studio.
Well, I could imagine though. It came from you waking up and realizing you was a 9.5. Then you had to go get that cut.
That's really what it was, bro.
Got to go get that half a point.
I woke up. Shout out to Cassie. She was complimenting my fade, and I was like, yeah, I had to go get my other half point back. I woke this morning. I was a 9.5. Had to go get my fade. Now I'm back to my normal 10. You know?
What was I thinking?
You feel me? I'm back, baby. Back like I never left.
Back like I never left.
I think I got a headache drinking Hennessy with Reese the Ruler with DJ and Toy last night.
Oh, so you was drinking Hennessy the other night in the studio with them, huh?
Hennessy ain't my thing, man.
Really?
But I definitely woke up this morning with a headache. Shout out to Reese the Ruler and Toy, man. We call Wednesday, man. It's been a topic. It's been a topic all day long. We call Wednesday. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it airs right here on What's In It for the Black People Media Wednesdays at 8:30. They had a good show last night. They had a good discussion, but apparently, and I don't know how I missed this because I was actually here. I was actually working the board for their show, but I guess at some point I must have spaced out. But all day long, starting with the Ruthie Moore show this morning, I've been hearing about some comments that the good brother DJ made that are raising some eyebrows around this joint, man.
Hey, man, I'm not the judge.
I'm not, I'm not judging. Do whatever you want. However,
it was off the cuff comment, man. Y'all taking it out of context.
They taking it out. I swear to God, I missed it. G. I do not know how I missed. I was right there in the production studio, and I thought I was paying attention to the conversation. But based off what I heard May say this morning, and then everything I've heard about it since, I missed the hell out of that part. I didn't hear it. I did not hear it. I don't even know if I want to tell y'all what it was I didn't hear, but I didn't hear it.
No, it was what it was, man. We're going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it be. I don't know what you're going to do. I know you like to antagonize shit, so I'm going to leave it to your hands. You
So DJ said, apparently, while they were having a conversation about like getting caught up in a relationship and you getting caught up cheating, and again, I didn't hear it, but apparently,
So if you didn't hear it, then what you're doing now is what? Spreading rumors.
hearsay.
Spreading rumors.
And once you hear it twice, it ain't a rumor no more.
Yeah, we can-
I heard it at least 4 times today.
You can't say that, man.
Sure, I can. Listen, man. They said that he said that if he's in a relationship and he's been cheating on his lady,
He didn't say that.
Or
too.
his partner.
See, now you already fucking it up.
That's
You
not what
really
he said.
finna put the dirt on his name now.
well, let me know.
You really shitting on his jacket at this
let
point.
me know what happened.
But what the conversation was, they have questions that come into their show.
I don't know how I missed it, G. I swear to, like I was right there, but if I heard that, y'all would have heard me talk right after that.
But they
Like,
have-
I'd have been like, wait, what?
They have questions that come into their show, and somebody sends in a question.
Oh,
And they say, hey, man, I've been messing with this side chick,
okay.
right? The side chick burnt me, and I'm afraid to say something to my old lady.
I heard that.
Now,
I heard him pose
here's
the question.
thing. I think my old lady's cheating, too. What should I do?
Okay. And DJ's advice was to tell his old lady that he got burnt as the result of being gang raped by a bunch of niggas.
I don't know. I'm not in any part of the conversation. I'm not going to be a part of that conversation.
First of all, let me say this, man. Rape is never funny, right? There's nothing funny about it. I don't want to be insensitive to anyone who has been a victim of any type of sexual assault or abuse in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It is deplorable. It is disgusting, and I denounce it at every turn. DJ said, like, bro, how far down your list of excuses do you got to go before you get to I got gang raped by some niggas and they burned me?
That would never be one of my excuses, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How far down the list of reasons? Like, fam, this relationship could be over. This relationship could be over before I give you that excuse.
Well, to the point of the question, the guy who asked the question,
Yeah, the question is reasonable.
right? For the
The
answer,
advice that came back, not so
the answer
reasonable.
to the question is just chill. If she cheating too, wait till she tell you.
Somebody tag that man in here. Tell him to come in here right now. I'm finna email him. I'm finna email him like, yo,
Man,
join
leave
the
that
show.
boy alone, man.
I need answers. Okay? I'm gonna get DJ on the show before this show is over. We're gonna get to the bottom of this today. Because I've heard too much about it. I woke up early. It was like a few minutes before 6 this morning. And so I was like, okay, let me pop on the Ruthie Moore show. And so I'm tuning into that. Speaking of the Ruthie Moore show, okay?
It's gotten better since Ty returned.
I'm glad you mentioned Todd because I was about to mention Todd.
Okay.
And as a family, being the, and my brother's keeper, we got to get Todd a brush, fam. Okay? I'm just keeping it a buck with you. We must get Big Bro a brush, okay? This is not going to work out, fam.
I'm not finna have this conversation with you today.
That's fine. I'll have it by myself.
I'm not finna do this.
Listen, man, certain things need to be said in families, fam. This is a family,
God.
And yesterday, apparently, bro said something crazy, and then Big Bro hair just be like, we got to do something about this, man. We got to call.
You got to learn how to just say, bless your heart.
We got to call Nidra. We got to get some Solo Beauty. So we got to. This is not okay. Okay, we cannot be sponsored by Solo Beauty and he be in here with this BDB thing going on because his camera is real
the
close.
Kevin Durant joints.
The Kevin Durant joints, fam. It's okay to be for Kevin Durant.
I'm
Kevin
not in
Durant,
this conversation. Well, I'm even commenting. I'm not saying that.
KD got
finish your
300-400
Finish your
million.
monologue because I'm just chilling.
That's
I'm
cool.
not
That's cool. That's cool. All I'm saying is because he sits at the corner of that table, the camera is so close to Todd. We cannot. So we listen. We gotta we can't just get him a brush. Somebody actually has to brush it. I don't think he doesn't have a brush.
Wait, heard? Did you see the comments? They talking about some grease.
And some grease. They go crazy. They go in immediately. All I'm saying is y'all be seeing it, man. I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one who would tell him. Like, hey, bro, come on, man. Come on. You
y'all done got on DJ.
you are on you.
Y'all done got on Todd. I usually don't even stand up for my fraternity brothers, but in this situation, I'm gonna stand up for them.
all I'm saying is this man broadcast internet. Hey, the man is in the building. Hey, DJ, text me your email right now. I'm gonna email you. I want you to come on. I said what I said. If you are available, text me your email address
In the 5 o'clock hour.
or whatever.
5 o'clock hour.
Or whatever.
That
Okay.
has to happen after
That's a
test
5
your
o'clock
work.
hour?
It has to happen after test your work.
After
Because I'm
test your
going to be
work.
dead after that. I'm not
Okay,
going
cool.
to have no more to get.
DJ, 5 o'clock, brother. 5 o'clock. I need to please be somewhere where you can kind of sit down because I got questions. We got questions that need answers, bro. We got questions that need answers, and I've been hearing about it all day. Apparently, y'all got into something last night on We Code Wednesday that I missed. I don't know how I missed it. I thought I was paying attention, but apparently I wasn't.
Man.
So 5 o'clock, DJ. Just text me your email. I'll send you a demo. If you're available around then, it's up there. All right, cool. He said it's a
we
bet.
can do that.
We're gonna do that. 5 o'clock. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Is with his family.
So
'cause-
we didn't get the ratchet out.
okay, so boom, we got one out the way. Now, can we get Todd a brush?
Yeah. That's not part of the conversation I'm in. So I was moving to something totally
I
different.
thought you was finna defend your
No,
brother.
you went totally different. That was enough defense for me right there. That's enough. I'm defending y'all. That's enough right there.
Wait a minute.
But listen.
Coochie hair.
But listen, did you?
R.O. say he got coochie hair on his head.
I'm not reading those comments out loud. I'm not in that conversation. I don't know.
1970s with the little porn music in the background. Like, let me stop, man. Y'all are wilding.
Man, you check the news about what's going on with the stock market. You see that at all? You know anything about that?
I know that it is at an all-time low. Like last year, I know it dipped to some lows. I saw a couple things came across my phone from like CNN or whatever about Maze called y'all the little rascals. Maze is our biggest fan, Jake. Don't even worry about it, man. Yeah.
So look though.
Oh, Robin said she ain't said it. I don't know who said it, but that's funny.
Now May said it. I heard him.
No, I'm talking about the coochie hair on the head.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. But listen, man,
You don't talk that way. Now that's cap.
So yesterday, the masses of people who invest in stocks, the low level guys, figured out a way to beat the hedge fund guys, the big bankers.
Yes, sir. Talk about it.
So it's a yes, sir. It's something to be celebrated, but at the same time, and I'm ignorant to how the stock market really works, so don't nobody quote me on this. And I'm trying to find some information somebody just sent me, like to fully understand the explanation of how that played out. But essentially, it was it was a short sale or something they call it a short, right? And essentially, the way it works is that, let's say you buy a product for $10,
Right.
or you trade a product for $10,
Sure.
and you go sell it, and then you got to go give the product back to the owner, but you cut the difference in price that you made the money on, right? And let's say GameStop was at like a very low minimum number,
Sure.
$1 or some shit. I don't know. I'm just making
Yeah, I
up
hear you.
numbers,
I'm with you.
right? And overnight, that shit then went from $1 to like $400 a share,
Okay.
right? But the only way it did that is because the people manipulated the price.
Yeah, that's pure manipulation.
Right.
Somebody did something.
Right. So, but the way they was able to do that is through social media, having conversations with people internationally, nationally, saying, "Hey, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now," forcing the hedge fund owners to be left with the fucking bag.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody at the bottom gets wealthy quick. Right. You get a big drop of money in your hand. So a few of my partners then came up with like, man, I put $100 in and I made 15,000. I did this and I made this many bands. I made
Dawn
this.
said they went to 1,800.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
That's bananas.
But the very next day,
Finna get rich as fuck.
but the
Pull
very
out.
next day, all of the trading companies start shutting their doors on motherfuckers.
Of course, because they make up the rules as we go.
Make up the rules as we go, right?
You beat me at this game? No, you didn't.
Because now the rules has changed.
It's my game, fam.
It's my game, motherfucker.
You can't beat me.
Which puts in perspective all that bootstrap bullshit that motherfuckers be talking.
Not a real thing.
It's not real, right? And even though I don't understand stocks, I understand lies.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I understand the basic data that we deal in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in that conversation, though, there's other context to what might be coming down the pipeline next. Because in the real way, man, this shit looks like digital warfare.
Oh, gee.
Right? So when the people really find out, think about this shit. These are billion-dollar hedge funds. You understand?
6 shares was $1.80 5 weeks ago. Now they $1,800 a pop.
Think of that, $1.80 to you had $1.80 and you made $1,800 off $1.80. You understand what I'm saying? And think about millions of people buying that stock at $1.80. You know what I mean?
Nah, okay, go ahead.
So
it was 6 of them for $1.80. 6 of them for $180. One for 18. That's crazy, fam.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what happens is they legitimately ran some hedge funds out of business. So you think about this $1 billion fund. Now it's left holding
depleted.
the bag on depleted overnight.
Yeah.
Right? So
Wow.
when you think about that, you know, them $1 billion funds, them people got their hands in all kind of shit. They got $1 billion. You understand what I'm saying? Think of it from that context.
Yeah, period.
And somebody with $1.80 just whooped your ass. Right? That's it's on from the little man
That's
standpoint.
David and Goliath like a motherfucker.
From the little man standpoint, you want to champion it, clap and cheer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But from the rational standpoint, at least from my rational, logical mind, and I might be completely off base here. You know what I mean? But when they closed down, like, you know, if you got like Robinhood and all that type of shit, them apps legitimately closed. Like, you can't fuck with this shit.
Robinhood has already been in trouble with the SEC. They don't want no more smoke.
So they start closing the doors on a lot of that easily accessible stuff. You know what I mean?
Robinhood banned users from investing.
Yeah. No laws broken though.
Nah.
Just you can't have no more of this
beat me
money.
at my game. So even if you win, you lose.
You lose.
I won't give you my money. You what?
So
I lost.
What happens is everybody.
Remember how Debo punked Smokey in the dice game?
I lost.
I won't give you my money. You what? I lost.
You lost. Right. So, but in essence, it's a little bit deeper though, right? So, in context, I'm asking questions all day because I'm like, shit, I want my hands on some of this money too. If I can jump into something right now, catch a lick, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
A couple $100 off $1.80 is a win for me. You know,
That's a bananas flip.
yes, I'm absolutely with the flip.
That flip is crazy.
So, asking questions, and then I'm reading, I'm saying, wait, from a logical standpoint, we finna be in trouble. And I said from this standpoint, right? So if you think about, so I was like, what's the next movement? So everybody like, crypto's the next move. Invest in crypto, invest in crypto.
Right.
And I've been hearing crypto this, crypto that for a long time. And I've been considering the conversation, but crypto just doesn't make any logical sense for me, right? Because it's a very volatile move. It's kind of it's a game based in an illusion because crypto's not tangible. You know what I mean? So it's really just playing the market's ups and downs and seeing where you can pull your money from when it reaches its highest height or whatever. But the thing about crypto is that the people who own the most of the shit is called whales. You know what I mean? And if the whales pull their money, then you're just fucked. It just is what it is. You got to be, in my mind, again, I'm not the authority, but in my mind, just the logic of it says I'd have to be watching this all day long, and I can't commit to it like that. Right. I'm not, and I don't even understand the game like that. You know what I mean? So it's like not really advantageous to me at this moment. But everybody's like, yeah, the next move is crypto. The next move is crypto. Now think about it from the standpoint of how capital works.
That's bananas.
Right? And I would have to assume that those whales in the crypto world with all of the crypto are the same people that these hedge fund owners are. Because they would have had to have the money to buy that bulk of crypto. Right. You know what I mean? So they are manipulating that portion of the game as well. This is a global market. This ain't no shit that's just happening in America or in your state. You know what I mean? So you look at all that, you say, all right, the little man and beat them at their financial game. You look at the turmoil on the grounds, you know, the shit with the Capitol, the shit with the president, the shit with Donald Trump, all this turmoil across the land back and forth, which in turn affects the market. Then you think about Twitter and Facebook and all those other social media sites who banned Trump off of their sites. And they're not like government enforced situations. Like these are all private entities, right? So they have an anonymity. They can do what they want. Well, these people beat them using them sites, having been able to connect to them sites. Yeah. So you got to think that they're starting tomorrow is going to be some regulations, right? And there doesn't have to be any justification of why those regulations exist. Yeah. Which in turn puts you and me in jeopardy, puts the station in jeopardy, puts all of our collective conversations in jeopardy because in a lot of ways we've been so programmed that this is a mode of communication that's most apt. Right. You know what I mean? Right. You can touch people around. Think about how many people have made money I got a homie that sells the fucking J-Scope waistband weight trainer chick I know, woman I know. She made $1 million off of that shit using this digital feed for distribution.
Yeah.
Building brands.
Exactly.
Right? You can cut through the middleman in
You
that
can go
way.
direct to consumer in a way that's never been possible before.
I can't see them putting. I can't see them not putting restrictions on everything we fucking do.
Here's the thing. The internet is like Frankenstein, bro. You know what I mean? Like y'all built this thing, but it's a monster it can't be controlled. Ready Rock, happy birthday. It's a thing that can't be controlled. Now y'all done built it, now it's out of control. There's no real way to rein that thing back in. Once it's out, it's out. And there are people who can use it just as well or better than its creators or the people who benefit most from. Like, other people can fucking use it too. And they found a way to use it and beat y'all at y'all own game. But it comes back to the fact that you can't really beat me at my game. You know what I'm saying? Even if you study it, even if you make all the right moves, you still can't beat me at my game. It's just not, just like we were talking about yesterday or the day before when we was talking about like crime and whatnot. We was talking about the RICO, people getting charged with under the RICO Act. Like, they changed the rules. You beat me at the game, okay? We out here trying to catch people doing these crimes and selling these drugs and whatever. We got a war on drugs in America, and you beating me at the war? I know you selling drugs, and I can't catch you with a single gram of narcotics, and I can't catch you with a single dirty dollar either. Okay, fuck it. I'm changing the rules.
Conspiracy.
You beat me at the game?
Lock his ass up.
Change it. Lock him up because we heard.
We heard.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then I'll do you one better.
change the game.
We heard from motherfucker. We told us to tell us this.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I got you. But if you tell me that Two did that, you cool. Yeah, Two did it, fam. What are you talking about? Okay, Two. Take these 40 years and go
They
sit down.
about to move the goalpost. The
Goalpost.
So I think it was Adrian Edison said it might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to my portfolio talking about crypto. I'm not arguing it. I got people who's making money with it. That's not the argument I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
I get the game, right? But it's just a volatile game. And just like the people with the game stock, they won because they was in the right place at the right time. But to be in the right place at the right time is not luck, right? Luck is just an acronym. It's labor under the correct knowledge. You got to know some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going to happen is that those who don't play the game are going to suffer the consequences of those who get those quick wins.
Des, what up, bro?
And I think that's what we got to understand. You know, they're going to, if they shut down the way we communicate via any of these digital sites,
Sure.
that everybody who's on a digital site don't play the stock market. But they'll shut it down because it's affecting their money.
But can they?
They fucking did it. And that's what I'm saying. They've done it in portions. That's why the Donald Trump shit matters. Right? You had a whole group of people coming out saying that fucks with your First Amendment right to be heard. This is a private company. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Right.
We can do whatever we want.
Right.
But those private companies are owned by investors who are also investors in them hedge funds, who are also investors in this, also investors in that. They make those decisions. Hence, private company starts to become legitimate government.
Yes, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You get to that level of income, right? That level of money. It's only a few people up there, dog. And so it's the same people across the board making this decision, that decision, this decision. And they're also using that money to lobby for their interests. They run the country. Fuck whoever you see up there in them blue suits standing in that damn Capitol talking shit. They ain't, nope. Who is funding all of these pieces of legislation? That's who's running the country, fam. Like, that's it. It's some uber rich dude that you couldn't pick out of a lineup. Walk up to the president like, hey, yo, not that, the other thing, right? And it's gonna go that way. They run the country for real, man. People that you never even see, right?
Four components.
Yeah.
4 components: military, government, business. I say military, government, business, and media.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 components. Those will dominate and create country. That creates nations. Those right there, those 4 components.
Yeah.
Right? Business and government are bedfellows in America. Like they're uniquely connected.
Absolutely.
Right?
Always.
One's the fuel to the engine of the other.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Which is why you can get like a Dick Cheney who could be a vice president and a vice president or a president of Enron. Like, to be the president of Enron, motherfucker, you got to be amazing. At least that's the story they'll tell you.
Or the Mitt Romneys or whoever the fuck.
Or the Mitt Romneys, all that shit, right? But lightning striking like that twice, where you become the vice president of a country and the vice president or the president of Enron, motherfucker, you
both that.
You cold or this is the plan. It don't happen that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
You lightning don't strike in the same place.
Dick Cheney ain't that cold of a person.
Unless they the same fucking thing. So when we start talking these conversations, and that's why you guys listen to us, Salim, listen to Amaze. When you start thinking about that neoliberalism kind of concept that specifically that Salim harps on, it's all about capital. And it's no fucking difference than the Trump and the imperial nature of how Trump was moving. But Trump was just greedier and more focused on him and his smaller group of people. He wasn't in the in crowd of the white imperialist.
Right.
He's a separate kind of imperialist, right?
I'm on my own.
Like from a black perspective, you hit Trump's name in all these motherfucking raps for 30 fucking years, and you think Trump has got bread. In reality, those people who really had bread knew Trump was a trailer park white person.
Right.
He don't got bread like we got bread.
Right.
He got TV. Y'all think he got bread,
Right.
bread. He's not a baron.
Right.
We could care less about
He
this
ain't up
motherfucker.
there. Bernie Madoff, true.
By becoming the president, Trump says, I can really be this motherfucker now.
Watch me.
Watch me move.
Watch me work.
Watch me move and shake. You know what I'm saying? Which in turn pisses off all the traditional hunkies who was getting all the bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck this shit. We got to get out of here. I just said business, government. Right? Them motherfuckers also control media.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not a Trump fan by no stretch of imagination because he's a complete asshole. Yeah. But what I want us to know that we ain't on neither of these people's state. Right? We got to understand that fully.
See, I don't, and I'm not finna have this conversation, but I don't care that he's an asshole. You don't have to be nice to me, fam. Right? I don't care. What was the movie? What when we talk about fences, he was like, I don't gotta like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta like you, fam. Like, I gotta take care of you. I gotta do right by you. I don't gotta fucking like you. I don't care if dude don't like me. What are you doing to me or for me?
So shout out to Kenneth Steele. He said Bernie low-key exposed the game to the underclass. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is why they cheated Bernie out of these last two presidential cycles, because Bernie should have been a nominee both times. They cheated Bernie both times, right? But they cheated Bernie both times, leveraging what? Leveraging black people's ignorance.
I thought he was talking about Madoff. Okay.
No. I don't think so. No. He's talking about Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
And not that I'm really with Bernie Sanders, because, again, I ain't on neither of you motherfuckers' team. None of y'all. Right? So for Bernie Sanders to get my vote, too, you got to holler reparations. All of y'all, in order for you to get my vote, you got to say, hey, I'm willing to give black people reparations. Because that's the only portion of this conversation that matters to me and my team. But Bernie did kind of expose them that, hey, man, all of this shit is a fallacy. It's going to fall down. It don't make no damn sense. It's just the greedy getting greedier and making more money.
That's it.
That's it. So, but what the media does is presents this messaging to convince the masses that Trump is, the devil. He's Satan reincarnated. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then they throw us Kamala Harris attached.
Here's your angel.
Attached to Biden.
Here's some black girl magic.
Yeah, here's some black girl magic. Go vote for these motherfuckers, right? But in turn, it just or solidifies the neoliberals who already had their hand on the initial bag. And what we see here, like, this is a verification, this is validation of it. What happened in the stock market the other day. You never getting to my money.
Don't matter.
Right? So when we having conversations with Adrian Anderson. Yeah, it might not make sense to you, but it makes sense in my portfolio. It don't make sense in your portfolio. Because what it says to me is that we are on the verge of something different. We're on the verge, because we are getting closer to the answers as the populace. Because they wouldn't have been able to do that sneak move and fuck up a hedge fund 10 years ago. It just wasn't going to happen. Yeah. So as we get closer to the gates from the popular standpoint, what's going to have to happen? War is going to have to happen. Traditional war. It ain't going to be no computer war. Because you got to think, if I'm Bernie Madoff, the guy that was just talking, or whoever, Enron, Dick Cheney, the Bushes,
pick one.
The Rockefellers, go down the line of all this wealth, uber wealth, right? And when you think about that kind of wealth, I'm not going to let you get to my money. That's the whole basis of this conversation. That's the whole premise of this game. Yeah. It's monopoly.
Right.
I have a monopoly.
Right.
You found a short in the system and think you're going to take my monopoly, they'll flip the board over. They've proven that. They'll flip the board right over. They'll flip the board right over, G. And I ain't saying that's unwelcome, but what I'm saying is we have to prepare for that, because that's coming. And it's coming way faster than we would have estimated. We in that conversation right now, like, if we was at war, this is what I do. Oh, you finna be there. You finna be there, G. War funnels economies. It just does. It ain't about I'm mad at you. It's about, man, I need to make some money for this country. Go bomb some shit. It makes a lot of money. and we're here. And when I think about it,
we've been in war for 20 years
Man,
about some buildings we knocked down on our own.
It is what it is.
Stop playing with me.
But America's in a perpetual war. I think it's like one time period in America where we haven't been at war.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We whoop people ass.
That's what we do. We
take
whoop
money.
people ass. That's why we are the biggest bullies on the block.
We whoop ass and take names. That is what we do.
But it's imploding.
Of course.
Right? It's imploding. And it's it's imploding because the greedy have become so greedy that the illusion is being unmasked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those people are white people too. And they are in the mindset of, I'm one of y'all, one of that 1%.
Right.
Not really fully understanding that you're really not.
No, you're not, fam.
You just another pawn on the game.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's it. You're just a pawn on the board, and we use you and manipulate you how we need to use and manipulate you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting, G. I think, when I think about it, we've been in a perpetual civil war, but I think it's going to get violent. And I think probably next, 5-10 years, we'll probably be going to war with China too.
Yeah. I don't know if we want that smoke. I'm going to keep it a buck.
I don't think nobody gives a shit because the greedy want their money.
Mm-hmm.
Who you going to kill? Young black people, Mexicans? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Because that's their plan anyway.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We can talk all the shit we want, man. As we get further and further away from wealth, that conversation of if I was a slave, you already won. You just ain't recognized it.
Mm-hmm.
You just ain't recognized it. You ain't got no money to do shit but go to work and come back.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stay stable, you got to go to work and come back. You are a slave. You ain't getting past that line.
Shannon, what's happening? No, I think that once you recognize what do they say? The greatest indicator of future behavior is past behavior, right? That's the greatest way to predict what's gonna happen based off what's already happened. They've shown you what they'll do every single time you get close, right? And so you get close, you beat them, and they just move. It's just over with. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I used to play like Madden and stuff when I was a shorty, we would play the game and we used to play it so much that they used to keep those little running. You have a record. You know what I'm saying? They would keep your record for you, and so somebody would be about to lose, right? And as opposed to just taking their L and putting it on their record, they just turn the game off. We'd be mad as hell because you don't get your win. They don't take their loss. You don't get your win on your record. I mean, we know I won, but
It don't count on the record, though.
Not officially, you didn't.
It's not official.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's just what they do. Like, oh, you beat us? Turn it off. No, you didn't. Okay? No, you did not. That didn't happen. That elaborate ass plan y'all came up with, that brilliant scheme that y'all came up with, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. There's no way for you to get to us. This is our game, fam. You cannot beat me. It's like playing that little game with your little brother or something. You hold the ball over his head and see if he can get it. And every time you jump, you just raise it. Like, no, you'll never get it, man. Like, it's understand it. You should stop playing. Like, just stop playing. I don't want to play.
Man, there's people in the comments saying China owns too much of America, this, that, and the third. They own so much of Chicago, this, that, and the third. I agree.
That's true.
But it gets back to the core of the conversation of masculinity, the conversation we always have. Can you beat my ass, though? America is America, not because of resources, but because we whoop ass.
That's it.
It just is what it is.
You up, fam.
We whoop ass. You know what I mean? And that's just the very nature of the conversation, right? So it's interesting again.
You go the extra mile every time when in a fight. Like we the ones that after the fight is over, we gonna still stump you for another 3 minutes. When everybody's like, yo, stop, it's over with. Well, he ain't moving no more. Not us. Nah. Drop that second bomb too. Okay? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all of it. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah, so
they surrendered. It's cool. Drop it anyway.
Everything's on the table, right? And again, this is all hypothetical. This is not based in any truth or fact, right? But this is a layered conversation, and there's people are more privy to more information than, of course, we are. You know what I mean? But you think about coronavirus, true, false, whatever your belief system is, you think about it coming up out of Wuhan, you think of it like that, that surely could have been chemical warfare. Everything's on the table at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And when everything's on the table, it's just the most savage and the most dedicated
who don't care
becomes the victor.
Who's going to go all the way with this thing?
That's it. It's the most savage and the most dedicated that becomes the victor.
We've shown a willingness Nothing is off the table for when America feels either threatened or they feel like there's an opportunity in front of them. Like, nothing is off the table. We'll do whatever it takes. Y'all got oil over there. We want it. We need a reason to come get it. Okay, cool. We'll kill 3,000 Americans. That'll piss everybody off. Now everybody's cool with us coming over there. Like,
yeah, but what happened yesterday should erase all the fallacies, and it hasn't, and that's what's amazing to me, right? It should erase the fallacy in my mind of you thinking it, essentially what it said to me was, hey, poverty is a strategy, and we want it to happen. We want it to take place. It's a strategy, right? Uh-huh. So for you to have this bootstrapper mindset, we all, and from a black perspective, I get it. We aspirational, we fucked up, we want to win. When you're at the bottom, it's hard to not have hope in the aspiration, because to just forfeit to the bottom is some fucked up shit, right? But even in them closing down, I just seen somebody said they closed down Alpaca, they closed down Robert. They legitimately closed down private businesses because you cannot invest anymore while we take care of this shit. You're not, just like you said, it's my ball, punk, I'm taking it. Game over.
It's over with.
Right? That's really what it is.
That's really what it is.
But instead of recognizing that, the conversation I'm seeing happening is, all right, then we got to move to crypto. That's they ball too. Mm-hmm. In my mind, it says we got to rethink the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We got to rethink our position in the game. We got to rethink our stance in the game. And all I see us is moving to a different aspiration. You know what I mean? And be clear, this wasn't us that motivate this happening. Some of us might have caught the wave, but this wasn't us that motivate this happening. This is a global conversation, right? So it just confuses me when we just kind of move from one aspirational idea to another aspirational idea instead of looking for real, tangible, transformative change. You know what I mean? And some of that might require real sacrifice. And I mean like blood sacrifices. You might have to die for this shit. It just is what it is. I was listening to, on the green side of things, and it was a sister on there that said, I'm not one to lie to my kids. She was talking about living in Africa. Right. And she was like, the oppression in America, the racism, she's just going down the line. But the initial statement to why she moved to Africa was basically like I couldn't legitimately lie to my children. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm saying, where the fuck you live in Africa that ain't colonized? The same shit. What lie you ain't telling them? Love the sister, respect to her, but you confused. In my opinion, China own the shit out of Africa. The British own the shit out of the French. Go down the line, right? You go talk to an African and see how they feel about Jesus, and tell me that shit ain't colonized. You understand what I'm saying? It's just interesting to me. Like our mind shifts in the way that we just change the goddamn goal,
bro. When you believe that that the game as it's currently constructed is the only possible way to be, then you are completely convinced and committed to finding your way to win that game. And it don't, like, if I can do it here, cool. If I got to move over there to do it, cool. But I'm still in pursuit of the same game. And you can't win that game. You can't. So you could play it as long as you want. You could play it however you want. It ain't there for you like that. It's just not there for you like that. So I say, get your bread, be comfortable, make your moves, live your best life. But please don't be thinking that you finna be out here in this game in a real way. That's not for real, fam. That's not for real.
At least not in that strategy. Not that strategy.
Not that way. Like,
not that way.
But as long as you believe that the game is cracking like that, you're gonna continue to play it. You're gonna continue to find ways where you think I'm winning this game now. No, you're not. Not here, not there, not nowhere. And the conversation was dope. Shout out to Brother Sadeek. Shout out to Sister Cassie. Make sure y'all check out the green side of things. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, and it starts at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 1 to 3. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 to 3. Make sure y'all check out the green side of things with Sadeek and Cassie.
Yeah, but that just was all interesting to me. I fully get it. I fully understand. You know, I was making jokes that, even online earlier. One of my homies was like, it's that time. Like, and he was saying it's that time to get some money in the stock market, right? And my response was, it's that time to move to a different country. But then the reality of it is, even that's a lie. You can't run, you can't hide. It's global. It's global domination. I don't know if you remember, man. There was a video I showed you about the wealth disparity. And it was just dollars kept stacking, right? Do you remember the scale?
I do.
The dollars for the 1%.
It went off the scale.
It couldn't even stay on the scale.
It went off the scale.
Right?
Yeah.
And just think about that from a power standpoint, right? we have this in our mindset where we're 2 checks away from homelessness. No matter where you are in this country, pretty much you're 2 checks away from homelessness. Right. At best 4. Right? How do you compete with a dude whose money isn't on the scale?
It's unquantifiable.
Right? From a money game.
And it's numbers. And I still can't quantify how much it is.
Yeah, I got to find that video. That's something we just got to play.
We can play that
one time on air. Like to just because the visual representation usually changes people's understanding.
I want to another video when we do that, and I think I kind of want to start doing these like Money Mondays, like when we talk about money on Mondays.
Well, we're gonna have to bring somebody in there for that.
Yeah, talk to the John Rogers or the George Wrights of the world,
because I don't understand it in that capacity.
Yeah, no, for sure, and even when we talk about the stocks, what's the young black dude who be talking to stocks in a way that speaks to us? I can't think his name right now, but reach out to him too. But anyway, there's another video that I want to play when we do have that conversation. It's this dude, I think it's a white dude if I remember correctly. It's a white dude, and he's just doing this visual demonstration about money, right? And I think he's using Jeff Bezos, if I'm not mistaken. What?
I found the video, so I want to play that.
Cool. I think he's using Jeff Bezos, and what he's using grains of rice to present this visual demonstration of how much money this dude has versus like other people, right? And so let's just say, I think he was saying like a grain of rice was representing like $10,000 is what I think he was saying. A reasonable amount of it, like somebody who had like bread, it was like a,
and they got 10, 15 million.
They paid.
They good money out here.
A little handful of this rice sitting there. It's like, damn, okay, cool. He did a couple more things. He gets the Jeff Bezos thing, dog. It's falling off the table.
Can't keep it on the table, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's
man,
a mountain
the man
of
is
rice,
considering building colonies on other planets.
You hear me?
Like this is true shit happening now.
You hear me?
Right? This is the context. This is the only context we'll ever need. Right? Corona hit. It had been talked about in the newspaper since Kobe's death. That's a month, 2 months before the rest of the world started having this conversation. If you remember correctly, I hit you like a week before this shit really got to popping. Like, man, go get you some food. Go.
You did.
Shit finna get dangerous.
You was
know
on
what
it.
I'm saying?
You was on it.
And it's shit a month, 2 months out. I'm just a week early.
You start grabbing food and pistols.
Everything.
You start grabbing.
It's finna go down, cuz. Get you some shit, right? And that's just because I be trying to pay attention to the conversations, right? But this is us. This is our community. It's true. Shit didn't get real to us till the NBA got it. Yeah. This shit was been talked about. The markets is crashing. Yeah. Governments is talking about this shit. We didn't take this shit. It wasn't a conversation in our community until the NBA had it.
That's not a real thing yet.
Gee. Come on, man. We too far behind, bro.
It's not a real thing yet, man. That's just kind of the reality, man.
I want to rock this video, G.
All right, come on.
It'll ride us all the way to the first break.
Let me see if I don't have. Oh, yes, I do. I'm tweaking. I was about to
Wait,
say,
you should know.
I do though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Flo, you got me?
Do.
All right,
I'm just trying to find that other video too, because it'll go.
Let me see. Let's rock it. We're gonna.
You got your Facebook sound off?
I'm turning it off right now because I know that always
bless your heart.
Kills us.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. I did it, dummy, again. All right,
bless your heart again.
Live on air. All right, let's rock.
All right.
Get out of my head. A Harvard business professor and economist asked more than 5,000 Americans how they thought wealth was distributed in the United States. This is what they said they thought it was. Dividing the country into 5 rough groups of the top, bottom, and middle 3 20% groups, they asked people how they thought the wealth in this country was divided. Then he asked them what they thought was the ideal distribution. And 92%, that's at least 9 out of 10 of them, said it should be more like this. In other words, more equitable than they think it is. Now that fact is telling, admittedly, the notion that most Americans know that the system is already skewed unfairly. But what's most interesting to me is the reality compared to our perception. The ideal is as far removed from our perception of reality as the actual distribution is from what we think exists in this country. So ignore the ideal for a moment. Here's what we think it is again. And here is the actual distribution. Shockingly skewed.
Bananas.
Not only do the bottom 20% and the next 20%,
You can't even see the bottom 20%.
40% of Americans barely
put a
have
magnifying
any of the wealth. I mean, it's hard to even see them on the chart. But the top 1% has more of the country's wealth than 9 out of 10 Americans believe the entire top 20% should have. Mind-blowing. But let's look at it another way, because I find this chart kind of difficult to wrap my head around. Instead, let's reduce the 311 million Americans to just a representative 100 people. Make it simple. Here they are: teachers, coaches, firefighters, construction workers, engineers, doctors, lawyers, some investment bankers, a CEO, maybe a celebrity or two. Now let's line them up according to their wealth. Poorest people on the left, wealthiest on the right. Just a steady row of folks based on their net worth. We'll color code them like we did before based on which 20% quintile they fall into. Now, let's reduce the total wealth of the United States, which was roughly $54 trillion in 2009, to this symbolic pile of cash. And let's distribute it among our 100 Americans. Well, here's socialism, all the wealth of the country distributed equally. We all know that won't work. We need to encourage people to work and work hard to achieve that good old American dream and keep our country moving forward. So, here's that
Shit brilliantly put
ideal
together 'cause it
we
makes it
asked
real.
about.
The visual makes it
Something
real.
like this curve. This isn't too bad. We've got some incentive, as the wealthiest folks are now about 10 to 20 times better off than the poorest Americans. But hey, even the poor folks aren't actually poor, since the poverty line has stayed almost entirely off the chart. We have a super healthy middle class with a smooth transition into wealth. And yes, Republicans and Democrats alike chose this curve. 9 out of 10 people, 92%, said this was a nice, ideal distribution of America's wealth. But let's move on. This is what people think America's wealth distribution actually looks like. Not as equitable, clearly, but for me, even
This
this
is the
still
fuck.
looks
This is what we
pretty great.
think.
Yes,
The other one was
not even right.
30%
Right, this ain't even right, but this is what we
quite
think
a
it
lot
is.
compared to the ideal.
That's what we hope.
And the middle class is certainly struggling more than they were, while the rich and wealthy are making roughly 100 times that of the poorest Americans, and about 10 times that of the still healthy middle class. Sadly, this isn't even close to the reality. Here is the actual distribution of wealth in America. The poorest Americans don't even register. They're down to pocket change. And the middle class is barely distinguishable from the poor. In fact, even the rich between the top 10 and 20 percentile are worse off. Only the top 10% are better off. And how much better off? So much better off that the top 2 to 5% are actually off the chart at this scale. And the top 1%, this guy, well, his stack of money stretches 10 times higher than we can show. Here's his stack of cash, restacked, all by itself. This is the top 1% we've been hearing so much
Two
about.
rows.
So much green in his pockets that I have to give him a whole new column of his own because he won't fit on my chart. 1% of America has 40% of all the nation's wealth. The bottom 80%, 8 out of every 10 people, or 80 out of these 100, only has 7% between them. And this has only gotten worse in the last 20 to 30 years. While the richest 1% take home almost a quarter of the national income today, in 1976, they took home only 9%, meaning their share of income has nearly tripled in the last 30 years. The top 1% own half the country's stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. The bottom 50% of Americans own only
All that crypto
half
shit
a
you talking,
percent
they
of
got
these
half.
investments, which means they aren't investing. They're just scraping by. I'm sure many of
you're
these
in the
wealthy
game.
people have worked very
Not
hard for
in
their
the game.
money. But do you really believe that the CEO is working 380 times harder than his average employee?
You feel
Not
me?
his lowest paid employee, not the janitor, but the average earner in his company.
Average
the
employee
average worker
is
needs to
making
work more than a
380
month
times more.
to earn what the CEO makes in 1 hour. We
Okay.
certainly don't have to go all the way to
Your
socialism
hour's
to
worth my
find
month?
something that is fair for hardworking
fair.
Americans. We don't even
this
have to
pussy-ass
achieve
job.
what most of us consider might be ideal. All we need to do is wake up and realize that the reality in this country is not at all what we think it is.
Bruh.
So you think you're in the game.
Bruh.
So you think you are in the game.
Bruh.
G,
Miss me with that play the stock market bullshit.
you think you're in the game.
Miss me when I'm gonna get rich off selling weight trainers. Miss me with that what's that shit? Tight T, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Miss me.
Yeah.
It ain't no options, bro, except for murdering some shit.
You're not in the game. Shannon said drop the link.
I will.
If you okay, cool. You're not in the game, G. And I'm not saying miss me with none of this shit. Right? I get your point, but you can just play the stock market. Start your business, sell your waist trainers, do your shit. I just want you to do it in proper perspective of what the fuck is happening. That's all I'm saying. Do the shit in proper perspective. I'm not telling you to go live under nobody's fucking bridge. I'm not telling you to become a minimalist or anything like that. I'm not telling you to let go of all your whatever.
I am. Stop investing in weight trainers. Invest in learning how to grow a fucking potato because it's going to be more beneficial. I am.
Okay, cool. But I'm saying is like you like do what you're gonna do to get to your money. I just want you to do it with a open mind about what the fuck is actually happening here, right? Please stop going to the motherfucking club and feel like it's sitting here thinking you balling because somebody brought you a motherfucking bottle with a firecracker in it. Stop fucking playing with me. Okay? Cut the shit. Stop it. Stop the shit.
Man.
Everybody in the fucking club, oh, you gotta make a video to show me you drinking? Motherfucker, I drink anytime I feel like it. It's not, I don't want to show for it. Like, you go out with me, you're literally gonna hear me tell the bottle girl, server, whoever, whatever it is, you're gonna be like, you're gonna hear me say, hey, listen, when you bring my bottle over here, do not put a fucking candle in it. I mean, a sparkly thing in it. Like, this is, like, I'm drinking today. I probably drank yesterday, too. This is not a big fucking deal. Just bring me my fucking bottle, please. I don't need this extra stupid shit that come along with it. Just bring it to me, please. Some ice and some juices. I'm good.
Man, I want us to enjoy life. I want us to live life,
Yeah.
right? I really do,
Yeah.
right? But what happens is capitalism consumes you,
Yeah.
right? And what usually happens is that we work till we can't work no more, and then we die,
And then you die.
right? With really no real investment in the real true understanding of the value of this journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I say that all the time, right? You got to talk capitalism because we kind of here.
Right.
You got to deal with the shit.
It is what it is.
You know, but it's a necessary evil to understanding and survival. But in reality, man, we got to find a different God. You know, we got to find a different God. And I don't give a fuck how much we talk it. Money is our God.
Yes,
That's why it says on that dollar, it says in God you trust. That's your God. Your God is in your pocket. That is your God. Yeah. And how that God moves dictates the energy of your life. And we can't allow for that because in reality, we don't have access to that God.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Now, Boosie, you can do that. Yes, you can still be on that shit. And yeah, I don't understand why people would ever, like it's foolishness, man. It's foolishness. You trying to buy back a value or worth that's just not even there for you, fam. Like, stop, cut the shit.
But context is so important.
Yeah.
Right? Because that video is even off base a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's off base in the sense that it does not break down racially and ethnically. Mm-hmm. All you see is dollar signs and purple people, right? So be clear, that shit all went all the way to wealthy to really contend with what, if in a normalized structured society, even in the myth of what we think, the wealthy, the rich, the lower level rich, right? In that quadrant, they're still very poor in consideration. So rich is only calculated by, it's subjective, right? If everybody in the group, if the most money in the group is $10 and you got 8 and somebody else has 3,
right,
you're rich in comparison.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But the game is afoot.
Right.
This motherfucker got 10 trillion.
You don't
and
know.
You got 8.
We can't quantify it.
Can't quantify it. Right?
Like, how crazy is that?
So in that vein, right?
I found $10 in my pocket.
When we think about our community, I was telling you these numbers the other day. I just really find this shit out. Like, if you go like from 1978 or some shit like that, and just go 78, 88, 98, go down the line.
Yeah.
It was like the median for black families was like 5,000, 10,000. Like, it's 10,000 jump every year, right? Today, 2021, we know the numbers. Yeah. The data says that less than 50% of dual income earning black households make less than $50,000. That's 2 people making money.
Right.
And they still making less than 50 grand. Right? 50 grand ain't shit. Right? I don't have context at the right side of the spectrum of that quadrant or that video. I don't have no context to what kind of money that is. And I'm telling you 50 grand ain't shit. So I got context to the 50 grand.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. And more than 50% of us ain't busting that with 2 motherfuckers working.
It's not. It's crazy, dog. Listen, we've blown past a break that at the top of the hour. So let's take that break at the top of the hour. When we come back, there's another video. Did you see it? Did it get to you? The one I sent?
Yeah, I got
all
it.
Right, cool,
I got
cool.
it up.
When we come back, I'm going to show you all.
Nyla, don't. That's where it fits. Don't have children. You can't feed them.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, but it's real. I said that before. We're too poor to have family, and we don't understand why we can't have functioning family. Because it costs goddamn money.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before about how, we used to get together at, somebody's house for all the family functions. I'm like, those places don't exist. He's like, yeah, not only do the places not exist, the money don't exist. Like, as a shorty, you don't really put that in your brain.
You don't put it in
context. You don't put that. Like, we used to go to my Uncle Ryan's house. We used to go to my Uncle Ronald's crib and eat our faces off, dog. Like, I'm talking about like 50 people, big ass people, right? And everybody's eating to well beyond they feel and taking shit to go. You don't think about how much fucking food that is and the fact that somebody bought that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not one time in my childhood did I go to any of these family functions like, damn, I wonder who bought the food. It never crossed my mind, ever. But now, you don't really got nobody that could fucking feed 50 people 4-5 times a year just to get together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah. Like, okay, what you bring, or we gonna ante up on this thing and then go, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't how shit was going. It was just like, yeah, everybody good. Shit crazy. We got to take this break. When we come back, I'm going to show you another visual representation of how uninvolved in the game we actually are, right? Like you said, man, a lot of people are visual learners. You see things differently. It registers differently once you see it. That video was good. This one is even simpler. It's an even more elementary example of what this money thing looks like. We're going to look at that on the other side of the break. This is I Said What I Said, Herb 2 till 6. We'll be right back.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
WIFTBPM.
Yo. Boy, you niggas talk too much. Fuck that chitter chatter. If a nigga snake me, I'ma turn his ass to Casper. You been trapping all your life, still broke, you hustling backwards. If my bitch give you eye contact, then you can have her. Turn her to my old hoe, so I'll be looking past her. Don't mind me, I just keep it church like a pastor. You couldn't even imagine what it took to get it here. Ay, I just ran through 100,000 last year. Ay, keep that on the hush. Don't tell my baby mama's child support it on me like I know what you did last summer. Ay, real niggas, we just think these niggas bitches color pink. They probably somewhere washing they pussy in the fucking sink. Let that sink in. I put that on the fan bitches wanna date me. Hey, baby, I've been going crazy. I've been on one lately. Smoking presidential Ronald Reagan. I don't do nothing basic. Hey, report live from the basement, ballin' like a pacer. Hey, I'm getting that fast money in the fast lane like a racer. Hey, got a Glock with a 50 clip. It erase all your data. Hey, headshot or leave a fuck nigga on the pavement. Hey, his mama better pray for him. They hope that ambulance save him. Hey, will he live or will he die? His lifeline on the maybe. Hey, that's what he get for fucking with me. This shit real, that's on baby. Hey, this shit get tragic. These niggas don't want no smoke. No, they don't want static. David Blaine shots from this Glock. It work magic. If I let this bitch fly, you'll disappear. You vanish. Poof, be gone. Ay. Poof, be gone. Ay. Poof, be gone. Ay. If I let them shots fly, you will disappear like magic. Boy, them niggas fuck niggas. They don't want no static. Fucking with me round this bitch, this shit'll get tragic.
Fly with me, I'm riding. We try for that gold medallion. Pass the drip, I'm drowning. Die too far, that money poppin', she be silent. When she see how much the pockets crowded, we be filing through them blue notes. Who want product? He a client. He just posing with that pole, too dramatic. He want drama, we won't conversate about it. That Uzi clear the mileage. Let me keep it real, I ain't got no bodies. But for that fam, bitch, I'm catching charges. No need for them niggas to bodging. I'm already in his closet.
What's up, family? What's up, family? What's up, family? We are back. We are live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Tucson Warner. My name is Herb Howard. This is I Said What I Said. Behind the glass in the production studio doing all of the hard work. Good brother Flo, what's happening, man?
What's up, bro?
Ain't nothing to it, man. Just out here hanging out with the Is Wiz fam, doing what we do. That song was dope right there. Who was that?
That's Dontario Hundon.
Okay. I dig it.
Ontario Hundon.
I dig it. I rocks with that.
See, rap names in these days and
different.
ages are fucking terrible.
It's different. So I
He's a comedian. That's his comedian name.
oh yeah,
He's a comedian.
the beat sounded good. He said a couple things on the track. I
Hey,
dig
the
it.
other little comedian code too, the rapper.
What you talking about?
Chicago be like.
Corporate.
Corbett can really, really rap.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, really rap. Like dope.
Oh, we
dope.
gotta get some of this shit on here then.
Yeah, dope.
We gotta get some of this stuff because I be loving the Chicago Be Like video. Another one dropped like a couple days ago. I watched it. I like the Chicago Be Like videos.
He can really, really rap.
So two played y'all a video with this visual representation. I'm gonna play y'all another video with this dude, and it's short. I think it's like a minute. And dude is going to break down money. He's gonna use rice to illustrate how much money Jeff Bezos has. If you got it queued up, you can play it whenever you like, sir.
Grain of rice was 100. In my last video, I counted 10,000 grains of rice, where each grain of rice was $100,000.
He ain't got shit to do with
that
his
was to
time.
show you the scale of $1 billion. Well, a lot of you guys asked me, well, how much does Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos have in terms of rice? So that was my mission. I went to Target, I bought a digital food scale, I came home, and then I weighed the rice that was worth $1 billion from earlier. I did the math in my head, and I went to Costco. I got the rice.
Can't count
I
Jeff
brought it
Bezos.
home,
Gotta weigh that.
and once I brought it home, I went to work. I also want to say that I have 5 families that are going to take this unused rice, so it's totally not wasteful. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for, 100K, 1 million,
1 grain of rice.
Jeff Bezos is 122.
Is 100K. That's $1 billion.
58 pounds
That's your boy
of
Jay-Z.
rice. If each grain of rice was 100K, like
That's your
look how
mans.
big this is, guys. I'm gonna show you this.
That's
scale
your
here.
man's.
I'm gonna put a keyboard in just for fun.
He put a keyboard in it.
That's insane. This is Jeff Bezos' new house. That's $145 million in LA.
145 M's for his crib.
Some people say our trade-in process
feel me?
feels too
Like,
easy.
Fam,
Can't believe it's 100%
like,
online.
be for real. You not real. Like you.
That's crazy.
So look at how we talk about, Jay-Z and Jay-Z did you see that? Did you see that $1 billion pal?
That's crazy.
You saw that compared to Jeff
Just
Bezos?
homie. That's just one guy. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just his.
We
That's
don't
just
get
his
it.
bread, fam. Like, stop playing. Like, literally stop playing.
Yeah, man, this shit is different out here, bro.
It's different as hell, G. 1 grain was 100,000. This man got that much. We killing ourselves to get the 1 grain. We killing ourselves because that's our top 1%, right? 120,000.
Yep.
That's our top 1%. Our very best is killing ourselves to get the 1 grain.
1 grain, bro.
He wouldn't even know if you took 1 grain from him. He wouldn't know if you took 100 grains from him. Unbelievable, dog. Like, how you think you playing the same game he's playing? How do you, in your mind, how do you tell yourself,
though,
I'm playing the same game he's playing? No, you are not.
But contextually, we could take him off the board, right? Because you saw what the 1 billion number looked like, right? That was not even a handful of rice, right? And our top 1% is one of those grains, right? So we talk that Jeff Bezos shit. You realize how difficult it is to get to the handful.
That's why we praise the Jay-Z's, the Oprahs, the Diddy's. They got a billion. They got the handful.
And I'm gonna be real with you.
He need a fucking barrel to carry.
I'm gonna be real with you. I argue whether or not they have a billion. I don't think they have a billion.
Don't matter. What I'm saying is, even if they do, it ain't.
But it matters in this context. It matters in this context. It's how you keep the slave. Because we attach our aspirations to those people, right? That's why COVID wasn't real until it hit the NBA, because we attach our aspirations to those people. We don't know Jeff Bezos. The only reason we know his name is because it's a huge name, right?
Still probably couldn't pick him out of the lineup.
Couldn't never. You know
what I'm saying?
Right? And there's so many other representations of Bezos or even the handful of grain. Those people exist. You can see them people downtown in Chicago. We don't attach ourselves to them. We don't have our aspirations based on them. So that other component, that media component of understanding nations, they sell us on the Jay-Z's, the Oprahs, the Beyoncés to keep us focused on the aspiration of possibility, the goal of the possibility. All I got to do is make the right rap record, and I'm standing with Jay, right?
False.
All I got to do is come up with the right concept, the right entertainment value, hit the right jump shot, and I'm in the game. The game is afoot. They're leveraging, they're like puppets.
Right.
They're putting them people in front of you to think that you have hope.
Right.
To think that you have hope, Monday. Hope, because they don't hope.
That's it.
There's a T-shirt. It's a painting that says sooner or later the only thing the poor will have left to eat is the rich.
That's it.
We there.
That's a real thing.
We there, G. When you start seeing them homeless embankments and them homeless communities pop up, we there. And when these young people here, I'm saying young because it was basically done on the internet, so I'm assuming it's mostly young folks, figured out how to beat the hedge fund manager, it makes the game that more violent, more volatile.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's real on both ends. Oh, you didn't learn some shit?
Right.
Who told you to learn some shit?
Nigga, who taught you octagon?
Let me tighten straps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because my son works.
Right. Never.
You know what I mean?
I'm
going to control this board till it's over. And the only recourse it's only one recourse. Violence is the only recourse.
That's what I'm saying. Over the break, we was talking about it like we always talk about shit in sports context, right? And it was just like, okay, somebody walks you into a gym and say, okay, you got to play this dude one-on-one in basketball. Cool, I'll play him, no problem. Oh, whoa, one thing. He got 800 billion points. Okay, cool. How many points I got? 0. You don't have any points. Now play him. And you got to win. Fuck no, I'm not playing. Hell nah. But here we out here playing this game. Hard as hell. We running up and down the court. We sweating our ass off, playing like a motherfucker because we finna come back and beat him at this game. No, you are not. And not only are we doing that, every time we make a basket, one little basket, now it's 800 billion to 2. I'm flexing on a nigga who got 0 still. Nigga, I got 2. I'm flexing on him. I'm sitting on him. Quick. Right? With my car or my belt or whatever the fuck, my bottle in the club. I'm shitting on him with my 2 points. Fam, you aren't in the game. You're getting your ass beat. Can you please stop playing that fucking game? You wouldn't let nobody sign you up to play that game? Somebody already got 800 billion, you have 0, and you got to play this game? I'm not playing. Fuck you.
Hey, shout out to
what
Cherie.
We're doing.
Shout out to Cherie. She just made a statement, and this is real too. Right? She said, yeah, but they have learned from history that if they pacify us moving on.
Enough of the brokey broke
enough
folks.
Of the brokey broke folks, they will keep the true revolution on pause and then make the revolutionaries seem like lunatics.
Big facts. Well
and
said,
that's
Cherie.
real shit.
Well said, Cherie.
That's real shit. Right? And we can see it in process. It works. Right?
Yes.
Could a Martin Luther King exist today? Could he exist? Shit, does he exist somewhere that just nobody's listening?
No, he doesn't. Because what you mean is, could he exist? Could a person exist that could galvanize the masses and motivate and move people that way? Not without a bag, he couldn't. Who is this broke ass? Who the fuck is this asshole?
Not without a bag.
Damn, see what you mean?
Who the fuck is this asshole?
Who is you, fam?
True shit.
How many grains of rice you got? Telling me what to do.
True story, G. Started hustling, started my business early, and I I still do. Right, but I used to buy like cheap throwaway cars. $1,000 here, $1,000 there. The shit stopped working. Throw that shit away. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Going into these offices, I saw. I ain't gonna say nobody's name because he's in passed on. Right. But it was a Cook County commissioner, and I'm not shitting on brother because the brother helped me out and opened up a lot of doors for me to enter into that world.
I hear you.
But he always cheated me on the money. And it got to a point as I began to build my business, I was like, man, fuck this dude. You know what I mean? And he shitted on me for some little bitty money. Right. That was gonna get my little money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I cut my losses like, all right, this is worth it. I just don't got to deal with this dude no more.
Right.
Dude calls me randomly like, man, I need you. I said, fam, I'm not doing nothing for you. You still owe me XYZ money from XY. Right. And this a long, I've held this grudge for a long time at this point, right? He's like, oh man, that ain't nothing. Let me bring you the money. He said, come meet me. I said, man, this ain't no drug deal. I ain't meeting you nowhere.
Right. You got something for me, bring it to me.
Yeah, this is business, man. Put the check in the mail and come drop it off at my house. I'm not meeting you nowhere. I'm not doing anything
I've
for
done
that
everything
money.
I was supposed to do for you.
And it was little money. It was just the principle
Don't matter
for me at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the man pulls up to my crib, right? And couldn't believe that I lived where I lived. Because he's
been seeing the cars you've been driving?
as a peasant. Yeah. Right? So the man's whole conversation toward me shifted once he saw where I lived. From that point forth, we've never had a misunderstanding around money again. That shit is amazing to me.
Yeah.
That shit is amazing to me. But I learned something. So I started buying
gotta look like
a
money
little
to
more
attract
expensive
money. Yeah.
branded throwaway cars.
You gotta look like money to attract money. People talk that shit all the time.
Gee, I was having a conversation.
Unless you actually got money. Because you can walk in anywhere and see some broke motherfuckers flexing and trying to show you how much bread they got. Jeff Bezos gonna walk past you with the dirtiest, raggediest jeans on you ever fucking seen, and some beat up ass gym shoes, and you ain't even gonna look. You gonna look at this bump. What? I will buy you, fam.
But somebody in the comments said money is a tool, and I agree. It is a tool for those who have it. It's a tool for those that have it. It is a necessity for those who don't. Right? So for me to go, if I'm Jeff Bezos, or anybody with a handful of grains of rice, right? What I gotta go get Gucci for? I got it for real. I'm Gucci. I am Gucci,
like
right?
Literally and
Do we understand Gucci, Baskin Robbins? Those are last names, man. That's what the tool does for you. Right. It allows you to make money off those who don't have it.
Right.
That's what the tool does.
Right.
Right. So when I hear people say, "I'm a capitalist," no, you're not.
Right.
No, you're not. You're a victim of capitalism, and you're playing the game because you have to. Capitalism means that my money makes me my money. Your money don't make you your money. Your labor does. Your service does.
Which is why they in the video you showed say the CEO making 380 times his average employee, right? The average employee, I'm making 380 times more than you. It says that what the CEO makes in an hour takes a month of the average employee's time. I got to give you a fucking month to equal your hour? What are they doing out there,
what's
bro?
going on out there, man? It sounds like a bomb shelter out there. But either way, though, man, that's wild, bro.
So anyway, like you can't like I lost my thought for real. That shit, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I heard what it was though. Cool. You can't like I'm God's child too. Why the fuck is your hour worth my month? Fuck you and this puss ass job. I'm out. I quit. Flip this shit over. What's wrong with you?
But it's because they've created the game, right? So think about it in all of the context, right? We've had these conversations often where we bring in the concept of the alley mechanic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I rarely ever go to any established kind of dealership mechanic or something like that. I don't have to. I know several alley mechanics who are gonna get down for me.
Yeah.
Right? One, it's at a price that I'm willing to pay. They're gonna be honest with me because they have to be because they need my business.
Right.
Two, it's support my community. These are my people. Over time, I've built
100%.
relationships with them. They family and friends at this point.
100%.
You know what I mean? But think about what prevents them people from actually going into XYZ dealership, going into XYZ car shop. You know what I mean? They don't have the correct paperwork that the game says validates you to play. Right? I know flat out geniuses who've never finished high school. And they poor as shit. But flat out geniuses. No shit that the average person don't know. Right? We talk about my cousin Boog, who's blessed at this point, part of the good music camp. Right? But Boog dropped out of high school. He's like, man, fuck this shit. Boog been a genius since we was babies. And that's probably what motivated his ass to drop out of high school.
Yes.
Right? But here's the thing.
Smart
though.
people be bored as fuck in school.
But here's the thing, though, right? All that time, he was creating illusions. I'd be like, this shit is brilliant, the shit he would do. But in regards to, like, building economics, he couldn't because he didn't have the paperwork to validate them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Over years, like I said, he found his way, got caught a blessing. But please believe, for every one of his stories, there's 100,000, 100 million that don't have them stories. Because they don't have the paperwork that says the game is allowing you to play.
Yeah.
So essentially what you got to do is separate yourself from the game. Zero grade reliance. None of your shit matters.
Nothing you talking about matters.
Nothing.
But what they understand is, I can't control your brilliance, right? I can't pick and choose who's going to be brilliant, right? I can't say, okay, all the little white boys will be brilliant. I can't, and everybody else not so much. I can't control that. But what I can control is how they're validated and who's deemed to be valuable. And if I can do that, then ultimately your genius don't really fucking mean shit no more. Because I just said it's not fucking valid.
And even if you are a genius, right? This is why they say the left and right brain conflict, right? The creators versus the motherfucking business people. Because even as a creative, because that's really what makes the world move.
Yeah.
The creative makes the world move in every genre, right?
Yeah.
But the creative creates and then has to sell his creation to survive. And then the businessman becomes a dictator, right? And the world doesn't move as fast because creators are just that, creators. Businessman, right brain versus left brain, the right brain is going to always go with what works. So you come to the room or the table with this new creative idea, and the businessman said, well, we don't really want to change the world in that capacity. We just want to change it a little bit because this is going to keep us on scale to make profit, right? So that creation gets dumbed down. It gets dumbed down, and you see it. And I'm not making a knock on the young people, but you can see it in our own genres, right? Rap comes out, it grows, it becomes, these motherfuckers, Nas is a fucking poet. He's different.
Yeah.
Nas is a poet. Jay-Z is a poet.
Yeah.
Those are poets, right? The way the words they put together is brilliant.
Different, yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Then you get 20 years down the line where they realize the creative can still be manipulated. We don't need the creation of the creators. So now you got motherfuckers making whole songs with 3 words in them.
Right.
And we accept that shit. We keep dumbing this shit down and down and down. Because the right brain is realized, what the fuck I gotta pay somebody who can really do this shit for? I could instant rice this shit, get rid of these motherfuckers in the next cycle and create a new one.
Over with.
Keep making more and more money. Never establishing the group. And we keep going for it. Then we keep justifying it with more and more bullshit. No, that's just what it is. Or the young people, you just from an older generation. No, this is bullshit. And they're conditioning you to continually accept it. Sad, man.
Yeah, if we use money as a tool for the right thing, then I understand completely what you're saying. Like what you're saying when you say money is a tool. I agree with you, right? For those who have it, right? But we don't use it as a tool. We aspire just to have it, and then as soon as we got it, because we're trying to validate ourselves, we get that shit right fucking back. Because we need this car or this chain or this, like whatever the hell it is, right? We give it right back. Now, if we were using the money as a tool to build up our own communities, to fund our liberation, then cool. Yeah, now it's a tool. But we ain't doing that. So it's just what it costs to play the game. If we using it as a tool and we use it to fund our liberation, cool. And that's everybody. That's the 9-to-5 worker. That's the dope dealer. That's the stock market trade. Like all of that, right? Like use our money to fund our liberation. And if we do that, then yeah, it's a tool. Until we do that, you just trying to play a fucking game that you're really not playing.
Real talk,
You're
man.
really not playing it.
It's real talk,
Right?
man. It's the shit is, but it's
You said 2 people, 50,000, almost 50% of the population of black people, almost 50% of black dual income.
over 50, not almost.
Okay,
over 50.
Okay, over 50% of dual income black households are still coming in under 50,000.
With 2 people earning money.
That's 2 people, and you got half a grain of rice. 2 of y'all, half a grain of rice. Fam, can we please cut the shit?
But again, to those 4 quadrants, right? When we start talking about militarism, media, government, and business, right? Think about, I remember when the pandemic really first, not even when the pandemic first hit, we're having conversations right now about opening schools again, right? And the CDC says, hey, we should be able to open schools again because all we got to do is follow XYZ guidelines. One of the main guidelines that the CDC is pressing is that, most schools have ventilation that works. Right? Well, I'm a Chicago public school student. Right? I've been in several different Chicago public schools in my lifetime. And I can't remember one that had working heat or working air conditioning. It was either one or the other. You know what I mean? It's restrictions on how high the windows open in all those schools. I don't know why, but it's always been that way from my remembrance, right? And when you think about that, what schools do you put our children in where they gonna be able to breathe correctly? Right? You are just you're at a place of lack. It just is. The design is built for you to be at a place of lack. Something as simple as, we know we're losing too, right? We're losing with our children not going back to school. That's just true. They're losing out on education. It is what it is. Now, from a creative mind point, you should say, this is an opportunity.
Right.
I could teach them outside of this white supremacist curriculum, right? But then at the same time, the white supremacist system has such a stranglehold on you because most of us are dual income earners that don't make 50. You still going to work at that grocery store. You're still going to work at XYZ, picking up trash or whatever you're doing.
Or to your corporate job, whatever.
You ain't going to the corporate job. Again, we're going to dispel all the fucking
We're not in the
fallacies.
private sector.
You're not in the private sector. Okay. You're not going to a corporate job. 2% of us is in the private sector.
Fair.
So if we're going to talk about the whole of us, that means that 98% of us that go to work somewhere are not in that space. So we got bullshit jobs. I ain't nothing to be offended about. This is the truth. Right? So you're going to either go drive your fucking bus, because be clear, a bus driver in our community is a good job. But it's an essential worker job that exposes you to the same bullshit. Right? You're going to go drive your bus. You're going to go be the police. You're going to be the mailman. Right? So now you can't spend that extra time because your kid is going to suffer the loss of that education. Because now he's sitting in front of a goddamn digital screen for 8 hours a day, which I think is ignorant as fuck in the first place. It's mundane. Can't learn shit.
How?
Right? It's just not real.
Right.
So we're losing on every front, and we keep
the
justifying
motions.
why.
Going through the motions.
Or making up excuses as to why it's okay.
The
It's never going to be okay. We have to take a stand.
This would have been a perfect time to reset that whole thing, man. To just reset and just withdraw from the shit. Like, okay, fuck it. We out, right? We everything shut down. Cool. Start something else, right? The way the school system is run, that don't work either. None of this stuff works. So while the world is on pause, let's reset. Let's reset. Same thing we did up here. New Year change, pause, boom. Let's reset. Let's do shit differently.
Yeah, but we got to reset with the group in mind.
Must.
Right? And that's really what it breaks down to. Like, all this shit is fiat currency. There's no real intrinsic value to the dollars in your pocket or in your bank account. It ain't backed by nothing. It's backed by an idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that vein, us to be fully ingratiated with the belief system that, this is survival or this is safety is foolish. Right? Because we can go back to the Great Depression. All those people thought that money was real too. And then they pulled the wool from under their ass and they couldn't get in that bank and they was eating off the motherfucking ground. They thought they had something. No, bitch.
You don't.
You don't.
Ha, tricked you.
Ha. Gotcha, bitch.
Gotta be quicker than that. Right? Yeah.
That's real.
Gotta be quicker than that. No, that's very, very real. And I don't know, man. It's such a well laid out plan. Like, I think that we don't give it enough credit for how
Adrian Anderson says, so are you saying only 2% of us work office jobs for corporations? No, I'm not saying that you work an office job. I'm not saying that 2% of us work an office job. I'm saying the data says that only 2% of us work in the private sector. So jobs that are not government official job, right? You can work at the post office and work in the office. It's a different conversation. But the post office is a government job. Black people are not hired in the private sector, i.e. where the equity is really being made.
Right.
Government jobs are stabilized, and they're here for you to be of service. That's why I said bus driver. It's a service, right?
Yeah.
Police, it's a service,
Yeah.
right? Be clear about that. We ain't at Google. We're not there.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talk about Jeff Bezos all the time. You might be in that motherfucking warehouse, but you're not making no decisions at Amazon. You're not part of the engineering team at Amazon. We're not building shit on that platform. We do the service shit. We pack trucks and we drop shit off. That's slavery. We shuck and jive, we dance and sing, or we drop shit off, or we clean shit up, right? We have this illusionary state of who the fuck we are. But when we get to the core, how many motherfuckers you know work for Amazon for real? How many motherfuckers you know work for McDonald's corporate? How many motherfuckers you know work for, for real, anybody can answer. How many motherfuckers do you know?
I'm not challenging what you said.
You know what I'm saying? These are some of the biggest corporations in the world, and we can't name one motherfucker.
Adrian says, thanks for the clarification.
I just want us to think about it. Even in our personal lives, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know cats who, one of my homies legitimately worked for McDonald's corporate. You know what I mean? It's a rarity.
Listen, go downtown.
Any day.
Any day you want.
Any day.
Go downtown either in the morning, between 8 and 9 o'clock, in the evening between 5 and 6 o'clock, or go down there during the 12 o'clock lunch hour. Tell me how many black people you see walking around.
I do you one better. Come outside your house in a suit and tie. You ain't got to go downtown. And find a shorty and see how he responds to you, because he don't see that. He going to ask you, you going to court?
Yeah.
Because that's his expectation.
I told you that, like, I had such this high level of reverence for Scoop Jackson as a shorty just because I saw him going somewhere every fucking morning. And he had a truck that I liked. It was like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, who is this black man going to fucking work every day? Like, he can't be going to court every day, right? Like, so like it just, that's, the reality is the reality. And you know, is it a whack ass reality? Sure, but that don't make it no less the reality. And you know, it's just however many black people you can count when you're downtown.
Shorty gonna be like
2% of black people.
Good luck at your job interview at McDonald's.
Hey Steve,
Steve's
that's
a
hilarious.
fool.
That's hilarious. That's funny. But
It's
but
real,
but it's
though.
not inaccurate.
It's not.
Yeah.
Right?
That's, I mean,
Not.
like,
CPS. That's still a government job.
yeah.
You know what I mean? CBS is the largest employer of black people in Chicago. The post office is the largest employer of black people nationally. Government gigs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With caps on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the game is afoot, man. So it just
And those be the people who like, oh yeah.
and those are winners in our community.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody trying to get a job with the post office. Oh shit. Motherfuckers will tell you to pray for so and so. So and so got an interview with the post office. Pray for him. Like,
my son's a police officer. My
Yeah.
daughter's a teacher. That shit is that's a high bar in our community.
for sure.
Right?
For sure.
These people making that shit in 36 seconds.
Yes.
Your yearly income.
Yes.
Right? Which is why we have such high reverence for people who make it in, you know, entertainment or basketball or football or whatever. And what we got to put into context is that someone is even paying those people. You know what I mean? It's someone above those people. And that in that vein, again, I don't even want to create the disparity of us seeing us at the bottom and then looking at the Jeff Bezos, because that creates this unrealistic understanding. What I'm saying that, back to the Chris Rock joke, if we just knew how much money white folks really had, we'd be at war every fucking day. It'd be a revolution already. What we look at as our top is their very, very bottom. You know, when I talk about my experience of living in Iowa, and then people come out of high school and there's no expectation of college. It's like, fuck out of here. I'm not going to do that shit. Right? It's not it's not in reference to their intellect. It's not in reference to
I'm
nothing else.
not playing that
It's just
stupid
this
ass
game is set up for me.
I'm gonna play this game and I'm gonna start it 100,000 in the hole just to go get validated by you. If I go back, I'll be like, fuck that shit, fam. Like, hell no.
Yeah, it's an interesting paradigm, G. I just want us to
I don't
get away
wanna
from the aspirational ideas. Right? Let's deal with some tangible shit. Right? So I wasn't being funny about, you know, don't jump out here into the waist trainers, or don't buy the bottle at the bar. I'm serious. Learn how to grow some food, man.
No.
Learn how to build some shelter. Learn those things. Learn how to leverage some of the resources, because that's how these folks get rich anyway. They control and dominate the resource. But I don't want to create this messaging of doom and gloom.
It ain't about that.
I don't know the other options.
Because what I'm suggesting, and this is just Herb talking. What I'm suggesting for me, is a better existence. Like, I see this fucking utopian thing that we can fucking build. Like, that's how I see it. Like, if we build self-sustainable communities and co-operate with each other and fucking support each other, like, I see it as a very, very utopian type of existence. So I'm not saying like, oh, let's go do this bad. Like, oh, let's forget about that. Let's just go be miserable. Hell, I'm not saying that at all. I don't think there's anything miserable about what I'm proposing. Unless you are just aspiring to do this other shit that you're not even in the first place. So I think I don't think it's no doom and gloom shit to it. It's hey, y'all, you know that shit we've been trying to do? That's not a real thing. We can't do that. What the fuck we can do is this other thing, and it would be dope as fuck. Dope as fuck. Right? Like, you want to go downtown, you want to do, you know, whatever club and do that thing. Okay, cool. Go do that, fam. But it's a dumb, ignorant ass long ass line outside. They're gonna charge you a whole lot. You gotta buy a table. They're gonna charge you $500 for a bottle that you can get for $40 right down the street, right? And you're gonna be in there with a whole bunch of strangers that's trying to flex, stunt, make you feel bad, make them sell like. Or what you fucking could do if you like, you can call people that you actually fucking know, that you actually enjoy being around. You can have them come over here, and you can have a party right here with people that you actually fuck with, people that actually fuck with you. You can pick the music. You can pick the food. You ain't got to pay to get in this motherfucker, right? Like, and you can pay fucking actual real price for whatever it is y'all gonna consume that night. But no, you want the glitz and the glam. No, I gotta go where it's cracking at, fam. I just told you, get all of your people that you like to hang around with and make the thing crack right here. But you want to go do it over there because I don't know why you want to go do it over there.
Aspirational, G.
I don't know why you want to go do it over there.
Right. So I was just thinking about this in context of tangible stuff, right? And I was just saying you better learn how to grow a potato or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's some like obscene number of how many black-owned grocery stores there are in all of America, right? So I just Googled black-owned grocery stores in America, and something came up called Melanin is Life, which to me says some black person owns this website, right? And I go on here, and the first thing you see is they started with these 2 grocery stores in California that are black-owned, and then it goes to Illinois. And I thought that was intriguing because through the other research I'd done, I'd never heard of no black-owned grocery stores in Illinois. And it says 40 Acres Fresh Market in Chicago, Illinois. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
I've never heard of that. I was looking for an address, but it was nothing listed. So this is just quick, right? The very next one is called OJ Express, right? Another black-owned grocery store in Chicago, they say. Well, what's interesting about the OJ Express is I know who owns OJ Express. It's one of my partners, right? It's not a grocery store. It's a goddamn delivery system. But to the point of aspiration, I Google black-owned grocery stores. They giving me some shit where a nigga delivers groceries from Mariano's. Right? No disrespect to nobody.
It's not a grocery store.
But how the media creates this, how we sell these aspirational ideas, that's not the same thing. You know what I mean? He's getting a percentage of the grocer of the tip that he drops off the food for. It's not the same conversation. That's how we confuse the two, right? Where somebody else looks this up and say, "Wow, these are 2 black-owned grocery stores in Chicago." That's not real, and we get confused by those kind of lies all the time. So, yeah, and I think it was Nicole too. Some said we don't like each other enough to do these things, but that's going to have to change. And what I'm saying is that all of those traditional things that we've dealt in, we're about to be forced into a new reality. Right, we just talked about the Great Depression.
My enemy is a friend.
My grandmother was a Depression baby, right? My grandmother had 16 brothers and sisters. She was the second to the oldest. So as the Great Depression started to take hold, what they had to realize was they had to start minimizing their lifestyles. And all 16 of them was living in one house. It just is what it is. It's a necessity. Right? Earlier, Mays had a conversation on his show about what age do you put your kids out. And I responded, I said, man, we put our kids out not because we don't love them, but because we can't afford them. Right? We can't afford to keep feeding you, fam. You got to learn how to stand up on your own. We can't afford for you to keep using this toilet paper. We put these other monikers on why we did it. You need to be grown. No, it's really because you can't afford it. That's what it really is. And if he is there or if she is there, you got to be contributing to the pot, which in turn doesn't allow for them to build. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, right? But we start putting these other monikers on why we got to do this shit, right? Because we don't want to deal with the reality of we're fucked up. We're fucked up. It ain't just don't like. There's a reason why our families don't get together on Thanksgiving. We can't afford it. And when you start thinking about where them bonds are built with your family, it's in those moments.
Other cousins and shit
right?
like that.
So now 20 years after that shit is kind of dissipated,
Yeah.
you start seeing breakages in the family structure. I don't fuck with that. That ain't my cousin. Blood ain't blood.
Yeah.
My real I choose my family. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is the first representation of God in your life.
Yeah.
And you shutting this shit for little Larry down the street. You're crazy.
Yeah, like we used to do that kind of stuff. I remember like I'll like not my first cousin, not like my mama's sisters and brothers' kids, but like my second cousins and stuff like that. I'm cool with them a lot of them to this day because of those types of gatherings back then. We just link up and we kicking it in the yard, or we going across the street to the park, or a lot of us used to meet up in I can't think of what city it is and what town it was in Michigan. But we'd go up there and my Aunt Faye, they would have the kids come out there for like, I don't know, like a week or some shit. And all the kids would come from around the country just so we could know each other and hang out, right? Come from around the country. Now, me and Ron only went once because we hated it because it was just whack as hell. They was like, put your name on the cup and that is your cup all week. What?
Because we ain't bad up fucking cups.
Mama, come get us right now, fam. Like, come back and get us. This is weird. Y'all got to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Wait, come get us. This is terrible. So we only went once, but I'm just saying the fact that you could be like, hey, bring all the kids from wherever the fuck they from, Ohio, Chicago, Texas, bring them all here, and they good for a week. In Lansing, Michigan. Thanks, Mom. Bring all the kids here, they good for a week. Who the fuck just taking on kids for a week? Now, you know what I'm saying? Hell no. You could bring your kids over here for a couple hours. You better come get this little motherfucker. Like, and pack his ass of food. Like it was a different kind of thing, man. It was a different kind of thing, man.
It was different. G. I just told you my grandmother had 16 brothers and sisters. So you could imagine how many second cousins I got. We deep in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all built bonds. But then one generation later, my children, if it's not for me, and I just because of the kind of guy I am, right? My children are with me a lot. Right. So I'm gonna go see them. Right. And my children gonna be with me as I go see them, hence building a relationship through those mediums. Exactly. But in regards to like this family reunion or Thanksgiving or Christmas or we just happen to be together because it's Friday, that don't really happen no more.
Not a thing, fam.
It don't happen no more. My children don't have none of those experiences that I had as a child.
Philip said he went to Muskegon, Michigan for something. Like, yeah.
It don't happen, G. My first cousins were my best friends.
Yes.
Right?
To this day, my first cousins
and my children love their first cousins, but they see them once every 2 months.
Yeah.
And they live in this city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're disjointed because again, back to the concept of slavery. You are still a slave and you are being forced to do whatever it is to maintain that level of safety that you've achieved. Yeah. You don't have room for this other shit.
Yeah, man. Like it, but we're not connected. Like, it's just these individual pursuits of shit. Like, me and my cousins and shit was so close because at some time, we all fucking lived together. At some point or another, we was all living there. And so it was just like that. And so I got baby pictures of me, Ron, my cousin Danielle, my cousin Eric, just babies, just up in the room, just kicking it. And to this day, you will see us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to Danielle and Eric every damn day, damn near. Like,
but this goes into the Relationship Friday conversation too. I always say the social norms create the social context and understanding of our relationships. Right? This is not about your girl or your dude, but even in the context of family. The social norms just 20 years ago, just 30 years ago, allowed for me to have relationships with my second cousins from, 16 different great uncles and aunts. Just 20 years later, the social context creates a paradigm where my children don't have that same kind of access. Okay. Right? So their relationships are shaped differently. You know what I mean? If I got a homie on the block and I see him every day, my level of trust and my bond with him is going to be a lot different than my cousin Sahai. Sounds crazy, but
it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it makes perfect sense.
It's real.
Yeah.
The social dynamics creates the context for how you relate.
That's unfortunate too.
That's fucked up.
That's unfortunate too.
It is.
I'm not gonna kick it with him because he always broke.
I had to pull my son to the side, man.
What do you mean he's always broke? Like, nigga, you broke. Okay? If you want to be for real about it. Like, Don't let that be. He don't never want to put on. Now, I'm not saying let somebody use you and mooch all the time, but that ain't a reason to never get around your people. Like it's cool. Yeah, you come drink, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we like Reddy Rock said, we think we better than our family members because we think we're better than our family members, but can make friends with people at the Capitol? How, Sway? Like, how?
That's real.
Like, nah, I ain't better than none of my people. But I don't view anybody like that. It's a sister right now who has taken up habitat at the bus stop on 51st and Cottage Grove.
Mm-hmm.
The whole little bus stop,
that's
her crib. Mm-hmm. It's full of her stuff. She laid out. You
and
can't sit here and catch the bus, man. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself like as better than her or nobody else, fam, ever. But what I also don't do is I don't see anybody as better than me. And so again, I've said this before. As soon as I see somebody treat somebody else that they did like as better than them or above them, like we get around a certain person with a certain celebrity status or a certain amount of money, and you start acting crazy, you start treating them like they Jesus Christ. I have a problem with that. Not just because it's fucking lame, and it's that, but because what it tells me is that you've created this kind of hierarchy of people. And if you think there's somebody above you, what do you also think? There must be somebody below you as well. So as soon as I see you treating somebody like they above you, no, I gotta act like that means you think somebody else is below you. And then how do you treat that person? Because I see how you treat this person that you think is better than you. How do you treat the person that you think is beneath you? Like, fuck you, fam, you tweaking.
Yeah, aspirations to be a different kind of black, Reddy Rock said. That's real. And but it's also natural, right? Because I don't even think we contextually look at it as being a different kind of black. It's just like the crabs in the barrel context, right? Mm-hmm. The crab in the barrel ain't pulling the other crab because he's got some kind of vendetta against the crab.
I'm just trying to get out.
I'm just trying to get out the barrel, baby. Right. This ain't our natural environment.
Right. Be mad
at the barrel. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This environment is not you don't go to the lake or to the ocean and see crabs pulling on each other.
Right.
Because the environment it don't cause for that.
It's the barrel.
I'm trying to get free. Right? I'm trying to get free. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. Right? So at some levels, I don't even blame them. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. But if we start to look for solutions, though, solutions is what does freedom look like? Because see, the crab in the barrel has the assumption that he jumps out that barrel, he's free. But in reality, he's just outside the barrel waiting for the system that put him in the barrel to put him back. Mm-hmm. You got to reimagine what freedom looks like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We have to reimagine what life could be like.
That's what I'm saying.
Our freedom or our worth or our value cannot be attached to fiat currency. It can't be. So whether you could invest $8,000 in some crypto or you got a dime in your pocket, your value cannot be attached to that worth.
No.
It can't be.
It can't. It doesn't matter. Like it's just about what kind of person are you? That's it. The rest of that shit is crazy. But we have you 100% right about reimagining a new way of existing. You got to be able to think of another way that this thing can go. But again, like we were saying earlier this week, in order to do that, you have to get rid of the other shit, G. It's not going to make sense. When you bring this new way of thinking, it is not going to make sense while all the rest of this shit is still in here. It's just not. You can't remodel that way, right? You got to get this other shit out. Otherwise, you bring this new shit in, as cold as it is, it just ain't going to fit in the space. It don't make sense here. And so you're like, nah, this is stupid as hell. Get rid of that. Like, nah.
Mary, I guess Mary's responded to somebody else. She said crack did it. Crack destabilizers. I'm going to disagree. And I want you all to understand this in context, too, because it's important. Mm-hmm. Right now, currently in Chicago, we having this carjacking conversation. Mm-hmm. It's not the crack. It's not the carjacking. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the barrel. It's the barrel. Mm-hmm. The environment creates a paradigm where you still got to survive. Right? So whatever way you going to survive is whatever way you going to survive. It just is what it is, right? If I don't have the necessary education to work at Microsoft, I'm still going to eat every day.
Right.
It's going to happen. And when you see the carjackers being 10 years old, that's a reflection of our failures.
Right.
Because those 10-year-olds aren't eating. And they're willing to take those risks. So that means that their parents are capable of taking care of them. Somebody asked earlier, what do we do about kids? This is a reflection of the totality of the poverty in our community.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection of their behaviors.
You are not going to go to any one of these corners, any one of these, 4 or 5 areas where crime is prevalent in this city of Chicago. You aren't going to go to any one of those places, pull any one of those young men, young women off one of those corners, talk to them, and find that they come from healthy 2-parent households. You're not going to find that. So for you to think that everything was good for them and then they just make these decisions and let's treat it, you are tweaking, like 100%. Like, you're gonna find some very, very bad stories coming from them. Now, some of them, maybe one, you might be like, oh, fam, your mama there, your daddy there, they take care of you, they love you, you just choose to be out here wilding. You might find one. But most motherfuckers are out there because they didn't see another option.
But that's how bad it is, though, right? Mm-hmm. Even that one, I don't blame that one because he's a victim too. Mm-hmm. And I mean this in this sense, right? We deal with the surface. We it's easy for us to deal with the surface, which is why we go buy the nice clothes because it hides or essentially that it shields the truth of our internal lack of self-esteem, right? It hides our truth. It does. You know what I mean? So you can have the greatest presentation, right? But if internally that's not real, it don't mean shit. Right? You could drive in a brand new Lexus, but the engine could be shit.
Empty wagon make a lot of noise.
What's the value of a Lexus with a fucked up engine? It's just it's a logo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not a valuable car. Whatever the most piece of shit car you could think of with an engine that works has more value than that motherfucking. You can have a Bentley with a bullshit engine. You know what I mean? Don't mean shit. I would much rather jump in this Honda because this motherfucker gonna start. Right. And the intrinsic value of this car is to get me to this place. Right. Not to show this logo. Right. So you got this 2-parent household, but if it's not rooted in a spiritual understanding of the value of family, if it's rooted in the same capitalist concept, then you only gonna breed more motherfuckers like the niggas that's gonna snatch you out the car. Because this is worth anything. My life is worth less than this dollar. My life is worth less than this risk. That cannot be our God. That's the whole context of the conversation, right? Yeah. And God we trust cannot fit in our pocket. The concept can't fit in our pocket. And it's hard to have that conversation, just like I think what Sheree said, it makes the revolutionary look fucking crazy. Because you're saying deny everything that every institution in America has ever taught you is worth some shit.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly. Yes, you got to get all of that shit out your head. That's the point there. You got to get all of that out of your head. In order to make space for this other idea, it's not gonna make sense to you. It's just not. You're not gonna be able to reconcile that in your brain while you are still beholden to all of these other things that you've been indoctrinated to believe. It doesn't make sense. Listen, man, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, first of all,
now we finna get into the ratchet out.
Yeah, we gonna take it there. We gonna take it there. Flo is back there queuing up. Test your work for when we come back. I think we're gonna have DJ on the line because I got questions and I need answers.
Hey, you can't
I will throw this chair through the fucking production studio glass. What's wrong with you, man? I don't even think y'all heard what he just said. You are crazy, bro. Anyhow, we're gonna try to talk to DJ on the flip side of this break. It'll be the 5 o'clock hour. We will be going to where we always go in the 5 o'clock hour. This is I Said What I Said. Herb and 2 till 6. Be right back.
When I roll, Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims and
Terrence Key, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. You got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Something better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh, don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4?
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you, but one of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
WIFTV PM WIFTV-PM.
Are you curious to explore the intellectual currents that channel our thoughts and frame our reality? Have you ever meditated for relaxation and accidentally discovered the universe in the process? These matters and many more you may never have even thought of will be yours to explore as you come with me into Muwakil's world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Hey Chicago, it's Dawn Millhouse from the Book of Dawn. There's a lot of fake news about the COVID vaccine, just false information. So our station has joined the Protect Chicago team to help share the truth about the vaccine and dispel the rumors. I hear all the time, I've already had COVID. I don't need the vaccine. You're wrong. Get the facts by visiting the What's in It for the Black People Media page on Facebook and www.chicago.gov/COVIDVax. That's COVIDVAX. We're in this together, Chicago. Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Minding our black-owned business. We're hanging out this morning with Michael Drayton. We're talking money. Talk to me about investments and your viewpoint on Robinhood and somebody looking to get started in investments.
The Robinhood phenomenon is an app that was initially created so that people can sort of get involved in stocks by buying what is called partial shares, right? You know, at one point, Tesla stock was over 1,000, heading up some ridiculous price, 2,000, and it split. Expensive for the average person to buy. Said, let them buy $50 worth of this particular share to give them access. People started doing what is called trading, which is what I do. Trading is primarily short-term holding. You enter the stock, hope it goes up, and you take the money out. Or I won't get into some of the other strategies. So what this phenomena did create is a new class of investors that took Wall Street off guard. Basically, it was all of this new money coming in, and a lot of the money came in from the stimulus checks, by the way, because people were at home and they needed something to do. They weren't as privy to DraftKings as they are now, because DraftKings is a betting application. Two things. Anytime you get money, whether it's $1 and I can't give specifics out for legal reasons, but there's only two ways you're really making money. You're making money based on appreciation, or you're making money based upon interest coming in. If you're looking for income streams, you have to find money that is paying interest. If you're looking to hold long term, you want to look at more equity long positions with the hopes of the market going up, which is why people buy real estate. Robinhood is but one application that is able to do that. Underlining issues are Wall Street sort of dismissed the Robinhood culture when it started. They're uneducated investors. They don't know what they're doing. They're just following the trend or whoever. And what happened is Robinhood investors ended up creating this scenario where the market started going up because there's so much buying going on and so much activity going in.
WIFTV-PM.
Live it up. You about that life? I'm about that life. You ain't really about that life. If you really about that life, JC, spit a key. Let me test your work. Boss, you the boss? Let me test your work. Jesus, you talking breezy? Let me test your work. Cam, you the man? Let me test your work. Dre and Snoop, like that chronic, I need something stronger. Molly cute, that's like an aspirin for my daughter. Big time, in the club with a case of Ace, and now I sniff that whole table.
Scarface, another court case. I'm a frequent offender. When Wyclef was hot, I was gone to November. 6 years, hard time. Bobby was fucking up, Whitney could have been mine. We would have been so high and so in love. When Amy Winehouse died, I could have saved her. I could have smoked like half of that. She wouldn't have had to go in cardiac. Arrest, hands up under her dress. Lindsay Lohan her mess, but I still go above her breast. I must confess, I heard from a little birdie. Bring some crystal meth, you can get neck from Fergie. Had a real nice dream, me and Charlie Sheen. Few Playboy bras, I was high in Rob Ford. Brick after brick, like Shaq at the free throw. I stayed hard, I put coke in my pee hole. You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. If you really bout that life, 50, get with me. Let me test your word. T.I., I'm trying to get high. Let me test your word. Birdman, I hear you, man. Let me test your word. Brick Squad, I like it hard. Let me test your word. I want that shit that made Britney shave her head. I want that shit made DMX say he a fed. I want that shit that had Amanda Bonds tweaking. I want that shit Lance Armstrong compete with. I'm a winner by any means. You dig me? Praise Angelina Jolie, but when it condemn me, keep trying to play me like I'm a loser. Biggest sales first week, Robert Downey Jr. I remember even Oprah got high. You thought I forgot? I remember D'Angelo was Diesel. Lamar Odom, that's my people. Drew Barrymore, she liked it raw. Me, I liked it cooked with Arm & Hammer on it. One time, can't lie, was Keith Ledger high. But on that Samuel L. Jackson, that crack high. You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. If you really bout that life, Meek Mills, keep it real, let me test your word. Joey Crack, where it's at, let me test your word. Coke boys, I hear that noise, let me test your word. Raekwon, chef me up something, let me test your word.
Good people. We are back. We're live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Toussaint Werner. Behind the glass in the production studio is the one and only Jared Matthews. We call him Flo. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. It's 5 o'clock. So it's time that we kind of lose our minds just a little bit. So we are going to talk to DJ, but it's going to be like 10 minutes from now, we're going to talk to DJ. I just talked to him. We all good. We're gonna get to the bottom of this thing because Boosie is clown. Do you see Boosie right now in the comments?
I wasn't even checking him out.
Man, listen. Boosie is on one about this whole DJ thing. So we got to get DJ in. He just texted me and said the thing didn't come. Let me send it to myself, and then I'll send it. And then I'll just send it to him like that. But yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this situation, and we also have to figure out who is going to be in charge of hair on the Ruthie Moore show, specifically over there. You know what I'm saying? Specifically over there, we got to figure out who's going to be responsible for making sure that our good brother Todd do not be broadcasting. Like people be tuning in from wherever they are, man. And you out here, you know, that's you misrepresenting yourself, man. You misrepresenting yourself. So we gonna get Todd together, and we gonna. I just want to know what DJ was talking about. So I'm gonna figure that. Figure that piece out.
I see a lot of ladies in the comments ranting and raving about the rolls that they purchased already. They was purchasing them rolls.
Yeah, do tell. I saw RO Double talking about her rolls came. What? Do tell. Like you that excited that it came? Give us a review. Give us a product review on that joint.
Give us a product review.
Yeah, let us know how that went for you.
So I got this one video I want to play, man. This fits into the ratchet hour just because it's some white folks ratchetness. But I was looking at this, and it's about the level of comfortability that certain people in our country are getting with open air racism, right?
Yeah, buddy.
And I was having this conversation just internally with myself. Like, I like to believe that I'm above allowing a white person that called me a nigga to really bother me.
Y'all call him a barber for tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? I would like to believe that. But every time I see one of these videos on these representations, I'm always waiting for the second half of the clip to where whoever that white person is getting knocked the fuck out. So I'm not sure that I'm mature enough to deal with that.
Yeah.
I would like to believe I wouldn't, because in truth, right, you know, that's a bigot's behavior, but I'm more concerned with, you know, racist policies, racist institutions, racist practices that prevent us from moving forward up the food chain.
That's a good question, Reddy.
You know what I mean? But in regards to like my own level of maturation, sometimes I wonder if I could deal with this shit, because it don't happen to me. I be one of them dudes like, oh, I wish this shit would happen to me. I dare this shit to happen.
It's like
to
we
me.
were saying yesterday, like, ooh, oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't find the video from Mary Lee to play about her talking about she wished Karen would. Like, why won't Karen try her?
Look at this, man. This blew my mind. Look, again, I'm about to mess up because I got everything else open.
Oh, I need to pull up the thing. Okay, cool. Let me know when you're ready. I'll pull it up on the screen.
I'm finna pull it up. It's up now.
All right.
We got it.
Oh, shoot. There we go.
You got me?
Yeah, we good. Go ahead. You might got to run it back, though.
I am.
Illegal. Do you understand what that term means? Get the truck.
You are my neighbor, ma'am. And
No,
you need to
no,
say
I'm not your neighbor.
Yeah, you live
No,
right
no,
here.
no.
You say,
I'm not
Shelly,
your neighbor.
we have a trailer
I'm not
coming
your
in.
neighbor. You just live there. You're not my neighbor. These are my neighbors because I like them. You're not my neighbor. You're on my shit list.
You just live there.
And I'm warning you, I'm not somebody to have on your shit list. And you're on my shit list. And if you think I'm gonna have a fucking nigger tell me he's not moving off my driveway,
You can't. You can't use that language.
I can use the word nigger all goddamn motherfucking
You're
day long.
harassing us now. You're harassing us.
No, really? Did I touch him? Did I assault him? Did I hurt him?
Yes, that's an insulting
fuck
word.
Fuck you, and fuck you. Good, the cops are coming. Tell them I called y'all niggers. What the fuck ever. I didn't call y'all niggers. I called that fat ass
You cannot
nigger.
say that. I will move
Listen,
this truck right now
when
for
they
your
pass the law
trailer.
that I can't say nigger, please bring it to me in writing.
I will move the truck right now. Do you need it now moved?
That's about 5 niggas. He can't even come here. Since 8:05, he can't
All you have
pull
to
to
do
my
is
house.
say, Shelly, move it, and we need
Listen,
the trailer to come in.
I tried to talk to you. Did I not
You
tell you?
told me about my
a while
fence.
ago, did I not tell you, have her go to the house so I can talk to you peacefully? Did I not say that?
You told her to go
Did
away.
I
You
not
were rude
tell
to
you?
my
What is
mom.
all this finger in
and
my
you
face shit?
started talking about
Fuck
my
your mom.
fence.
You can't put up fencing. You can't
But
put up
all I
rock.
need to know is that
Listen,
you have a
fuck
trailer
that nigga
coming
to
through.
Hold on. You can't put up fencing. You can't put up a greenhouse.
I'm gonna
You can't
have
put
a
up
nigger.
New fencing. You can't use this easement as a major road without going to the variance board for zoning.
That's aside from the matter that you have a
You
trailer
can't
that
walk.
needs to come to
He's
your
tried
driveway.
Twice to come. He took pictures of you twice.
That's
He
fine.
took to
All
show
you
the
gotta do
cops.
is communicate. Say,
You
move
can't
the truck.
with her. You can't with
I
her.
was right here, and you wanted to talk about fencing.
I asked you to make her go to the house so I could talk to you peacefully. Did I not?
About fencing. I had no. Why?
I told
you
you
want to talk about fencing? I gotta unload a truck.
This is your problem. You don't shut the fuck up. I told her, go to the house so I can talk to you peacefully. You refused to. She grabbed your arm and took you like a rag doll away from me because she didn't want you talking to me.
Because you're yelling about my fence.
I have a right to. What you're doing
That's
is
fine, but
illegal.
I need to help you so that you can get your trailer
You don't have to
in.
help. Listen, I don't need help. Trust me, honey. I don't need help.
You need me to
I
get out of your way.
Quit being a fucking nuisance.
You
every
need
day
me
in
to
this
get out of
goddamn
your way.
neighborhood. That's what I need. This truck.
I want to get out of your way. I just need to know when.
Now. How about
Okay.
How about now?
Okay.
How about
Okay.
now? There you go.
Right now.
We're making progress.
That's all we needed.
Good.
That's
Cops
all we
just
needed.
Proof of what truck is here. I got that. Now go.
Great. It's a legal
go.
business.
Go.
That's wild, bro.
Wow.
So,
There's
some comments running saying, you know, if your white boo ain't gonna protect you or whatever, then you need to shake the whole relationship. It wasn't a relationship. This dude was a mover, right? And she was the owner of the trailer. They was legitimately in a trailer park. It looked like Florida or something like that. But when she said, you know, don't use that language, she said, I didn't call you a nigga. I called the fat nigga in the truck a nigga. Nigga.
When they pass a law that says I can't say nigga, show it to me in writing.
In writing, right? The audacity is some amazing. The caucasity is on level 1200, G.
Wow.
But I it's on 1100 because there's no repercussions. There's no consequences. And again, in my mind, I'd like to believe that I'm mature enough to move through that.
Me?
But I'm not.
Fuck no.
I'm not.
Fuck no.
Even on the woman, G, I'm not. I don't hit women or none of that shit. But in
somebody
my mind,
finna get hurt, Jack.
I got to knock you the fuck out.
Somebody finna get hurt. I'm gonna get hurt. You gonna get hurt. Somebody's finna get hurt. What's not finna happen? You finna keep flying all these niggas in my face. That's what's not about to happen.
Gee, I gotta hit you with a quick one too.
Bop bop.
Something. It just would make me feel so.
I'm an animal. I'm a savage, right?
What's the movie? Make me feel good.
Yeah. Do something to make me feel
Do something
good.
to make me feel good. I got to pop you, G. I got to.
Gee.
I don't understand it, man.
I ain't got it in me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's been here. Ready Rock the phones, the internet, like exposing it. Yeah, all it is that we can see the shit now. That's it. This ain't new shit. We can just see it now. That's it. Like that's why when people was talking all that shit about, Trump making making the racists, these people 50, 60 years old. He ain't made no motherfucking racist. This motherfucker been in office for 4 years. How the fuck he make a racist?
People, Alvin hit you with the Neely Fuller. Until you fully understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything you think you understand will only confuse you.
Only confuse you.
That's wild. But I still got to bust you in your face. I got to beat your ass. I don't understand how black people are standing there taking that kind of rhetoric.
Candace says, my best friend sat on a conference call today. Sat on a conference call today, and a peer of hers used the term colored. Today. God. In a conference call.
Damn.
At her fucking corporate job.
Oh, it's wild out here, man. It's wild out here.
Colored? What are you talking about?
Man, look.
And that was her upgrade from nigger. Like, believe she wanted to say the other thing.
The writing is on the wall, bro. The money fucked up.
It's been on the wall.
White folks go to war in Washington.
It's been on the wall.
The videotapes is taping everybody calling you nigga. We better arm up. The game is afoot.
But it's been that way, G. This ain't new shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but we being exposed in different ways, though, man.
Ooh, that is.
We being exposed in different ways. This is just on some funny shit.
Probably I would have called her a cracker. Yeah, I guess that probably would have been the more reasonable way to go about it. She ain't physically assaulted me yet, but
still on you.
But
it's just the audacity.
But
that's like being called a bitch on the basketball court. We ain't got to talk no more.
Ain't nothing to talk about, fam.
Ain't nothing to talk.
We passed
that's
it.
what we on.
We passed it.
Okay, I understand.
Show me I'm a bitch, then.
I fully understand.
Show me.
Hey,
show me.
I fully understand. You say that this is just funny. Pull this up, G. This is just funny.
She said, and the call was about inclusiveness.
Oh, you colors just try to get included,
right? And that's usually some position that they throw some black woman in, not to discredit the black woman who's in that position at all. But you go around these companies, and the diversity and inclusion officer is a black woman. They checking hella boxes. Oh, she's a woman. She's black. She from the inner city. She went to HBC. We checking a lot of boxes with this diversity and inclusion position. Stop playing with me. Like, cut the shit. You say you got something else you want to play? Oh,
yeah, this is just funny, man. This is just funny.
That
man.
is, okay. I mean,
this reminded me of me when I was about 10, 11.
All right, it's up. You good.
Man, why my fucking daddy? This is dumb shit. I'm tired of cleaning this dumbass house up. That nigga lazy. He might clean the game by himself. I was playing the game and shit. Damn, I can wait till I'm older if I can knock his ass out.
So I can knock his ass out.
Little ugly ass.
Damn, that ugly ass. Still be losing weight, always eating and play the game.
Still be losing weight.
Still throw egg on his fucking head. His fat ass.
Shorty is going
I
off.
fucking clean up. I do all that cleaning all the time. Yeah. Dumbass fucking house. Fuck.
Dumbass fucking house. Let me finish this one thing before we laugh at how fucking hilarious that is. Candace also says that the woman said she thought the term black was offensive.
Sure she did.
And just to address that piece, that's our fault. Right? It's our fault that we haven't defined who the fuck we are and what is acceptable and not acceptable. We still debate about black, African American, this, that, and the third. Like, can we decide what the fuck we are? Then other motherfuckers might have some idea. I remember when what's his name? What's the dude who used to be the CEO of public schools like in the 90s? He just ran for mayor. Shit.
I know you think that too.
Paul Vallis. He called me like I don't know. Whenever the hell the primaries and shit was starting to heat up, I go down. He called me. I go down to his office. We sitting there. We talking. He's trying to figure out how I could be of some use to him to make inroads into the black community ahead of this election, right? So we having this conversation. We going back and forth, and I'm telling him some shit. And then at the very, very end of it, right after I listened to him talk all this, lay out his whole plan, I was like, listen, what you need to do is start using the term black. Okay, stop this. I'm cool with the African American community, and I've done this for African Americans. Say black, and he was like, "Ooh, I don't know. I've been advised not to use that term." I said, "By who? Who have you been advised by to not use that term? Do they look like me? Because I am black, and I'm telling you, that's the term you want to use. You called me down here to help you do some shit. I'm about to go, right? And clearly, I didn't fucking sign up to be a part. I'm tweaking. My bad, y'all." And clearly, I didn't sign up to be a part of it. But just listen. But I think again that's our fault. Like we got to decide.
We got to decide upon.
We got to decide which terms we're gonna use to define our own fucking self.
But the term is useless without a true identity.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
African and American, the concept is flawed in its first, right? Africa's a continent, bro. What's that mean? You know what I mean? So we connect, but even that's based in that aspirational desire to feel a part of. You know what I mean? That's why the ADOS movement is relevant and makes sense to me. Whether it be a fundamental Black American, that makes sense to me too in regards to terminology. But it still has to be attached to an identity, and that identity has to be rooted in the understanding of who we really are. And understanding is based in love and support of one another. So I get it. The name is cool. And that's part of it. It's part of the brand. But until we get back to a true understanding of our identity, we're going to keep chasing value through other people's definition of us. You know what I mean?
Black, fam.
Yeah, so I'm with it, but it's real. You know what I mean? But in regards to the little boy, I just thought that was hilarious, man. I used to do shit like that. Like, my old man get on my nerves.
That's hilarious.
He fully walked out the crib to get that shit off his chest.
I just want to
he had to get that shit off his chest. You know what I mean? So he had to walk about the crib, get it off his chest, then he went back in the house. But he rectified his behavior before he went back in the house. That just was funny to me.
He got it out, though. He was going off. Fat motherfucker, you need to be losing weight instead of sitting there playing the game all the time. I can't wait till I get older so I can beat his ass.
Clean up this house all the time.
Shorty was on that. Shorty was on that with whoever he was. That's his stepdaddy. That's his stepdaddy.
Definitely his stepdaddy.
That ain't his daddy.
Definitely. He eating off him and mom.
Yeah. That's just the dude that's nailing his mama and drinking his.
He came over, dropped his clothes off, and beat the doonies.
Yeah, right. He beat the doonies. He beat the doonies. Hey, shout out to Shorty, man.
And drinking Shorty juice boxes, man.
It's unfortunate that he was talking that way and he got he has that type of terminology at his disposal. But, at least he went outside to get it off his chest. He forgot about the little Ring camera. I hope they didn't beat his ass. Because I would have been cracking the fuck
man.
up.
Just hold on, bro. You're going to be okay. I support you, Shorty.
I hope they didn't beat his ass once they saw the fucking Ring video. I hope they just laughed. Because I would have laughed. He wasn't disrespectful. He ain't coming y'all face popping off. He went to where he thought he was alone to get shit off his chest and relieve his frustration. Don't give him a whooping for that shit.
That's funny.
But you do laugh boy, I saw, all that shit you just said on the porch? I saw all that shit. Huh? All of it. You ain't hit me. So I need to get my fat ass off the couch and stop playing the game so much? Oh, I just wanted to see his face when he know I know. But I ain't go whoop you. You went and did your own thing. All right. The man of the hour is here. Okay? So let me go ahead and pop him into this show. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. DJ.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good is Wiz
in the building.
What's good is Wiz.
Hey, man, it ain't nothing to it, man. Appreciate you checking in with us right quick. Inquiring minds want to know. Here. No, it's an absolute pleasure, man. First of all, another dope edition of Week Ho Wednesday yesterday. It was very entertaining. Everybody was engaged. It was fire. That thing gonna continue to do what it's doing, man. Y'all going crazy.
Appreciate that.
I really fuck with the show, man. Hope I ain't fuck y'all up too much running the board last night. I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. You showed me, but I still fucked up.
It's all good.
But it was cool. Anyhow, man. Enough of exchanging pleasantries. Apparently.
Right.
Wait. Before you go further, DJ, I just want you to know I ain't had nothing to do with this, bro.
Hey, you want with this, Fred?
I want with this.
All right, okay.
Hey, your name been all through the studio since I got here. I got here a little early today, and your name been all through the studio since I got here. But I also woke up first thing this morning, and your name was the first thing I heard on the Ruthie Moore show this morning.
Oh, so what they say?
They was trying to have a Week Code Wednesday. They was trying to talk about Week Code Wednesday, but on the Maze Jackson, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm laughing because Tennille, like, Maze, it's way too early. Like, there's a reason that Week Code Wednesday is an evening show, and your ass got a 6 o'clock in the morning show. You can't have the Week Code Wednesday conversation to your audience. Oh, by the way, just a little side note, me and Two have decided that we're going to start calling the Maze Jackson show Is Wiz for seniors. It's Wiz for seniors, right? Maze be trying to do our whole fucking show for old people.
He takes our show and just takes out the
curses.
curses.
He take his show.
He just take the curses out.
Take the curses out. It's Is Wiz for old people. I mean for seniors. Anyhow, all right, DJ. I don't know how I missed this, but I woke up while I was running the board last night. I don't know how I missed this part of the conversation, but it went right over my head. When I woke up this morning, I heard Maze talking about. Did y'all hear? DJ said last night he got gang raped by some niggas. I said, wait a minute. No, I didn't.
Boy,
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Black people will take your story.
No, they dig into it about how it actually went down. And they said, well, what was going on was he was saying, okay, if you out here cheating and you get burnt, right? Then you could. The excuse that you should give back to your old lady was. Yeah, I got gang raped by some niggas and they burnt me.
But hey, it's either that or run. Those are the only two options I thought they had.
How did
but the gang rape story is so
Next time, DJ, just stick with run. We can work with run.
But just imagine the balls you have to tell your girl I got gang raped. The balls you have to say, hey, babe, I got gang raped. You know what I'm saying?
The balls.
Yeah, you've had some balls.
You got a lot of balls. 7 niggas, you got 14 balls. Yo, how was that the excuse that popped into your head? When you was like, okay, I'm burnt, I'm out here cheating. I don't want to tell my girl that I got burnt because I was cheating, but I got to let her know that I'm burning. I got gang raped by some niggas in the alley.
It's the fact that you told your girl that shit be so amazed. Like it's too off the wall to be like, will he really say that? You know what I'm saying? That's why I said cut your drawers up a little bit. You know, get a couple.
I'm out. I'm going. This fucking shut the show down. Turn the lights off of this motherfucker, man. What? He said cut your drawers up a little bit. Like you was fighting to keep your booty to yourself.
Yes. You gotta make it seem like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You can't go home and just say, hey, babe, I've been cheating, I burnt you, you know. You let her, you know, hold you at the end of the night, you know, you get some, and then in the morning time, you go pee and be like, it hurts.
You go pee, you be like,
And then you
gone
like,
through the.
I think they gang rape me.
We're in tomorrow now. Like he's like we are tomorrow now. Yo.
It's so unbelievable. Listen, man,
this relationship,
like you believe you.
You can dump me, divorce me, leave me. Well, this whole relationship could be over before we get to the excuse was I got gang raped by some niggas in the alley. I have no idea what I was doing when you said that. Because I missed that fucking part of the show. What was like? Walk us through that part of the show.
So wait a minute. Before you walk us through that part of the show, right? I heard when he said it.
Gino said he out of science.
I heard when he said it, but I was under the assumption, because it was a comical moment. I was under the assumption he was going to say, I got raped by some woman.
Right.
And I thought you was in the booth like, has anybody ever been raped by a woman? I didn't fully hear the...
Right.
Attacked by men.
I missed that part. I'm telling you, I missed that part.
So,
because y'all would have heard me say, wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, like, So I mean, so everybody. In case y'all don't know, I am Reach the Rule. I do a show Wednesday night called Week Ho Wednesday.
We just ran through all of it. I read down your whole resume and told everybody come to your show and it's fire. But go ahead.
Please tune in.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so it was just a story. So it was like a story about this guy. He was cheating. He got burnt by a girl the day he was cheating, but he still wanted to be in a relationship with his girl. So I feel like if you just go blatantly tell her I burnt you, it's a good chance she won't stay for you. But the fact that 7 men gang raped you in the alley,
how you come up with the number 7?
A little sympathy for you. She might have a little sympathy for you and stay. So it was either run, you can either run, ghost them. But I think my second story was, in the alley. And then I say, if you live out south, all you have to say is I was out west, and Southside people go, what you doing out west? That's what happened when you go out west. Like they
raped by 7 dudes in the alley. I'm never going out west again in my life.
The Lords be tripping.
Never ever.
The Lords be tripping. Oh my God.
So it was just like that, like boom, the fact you tell them that she gotta believe you, like she'll be like, oh my God, well, it's real hard to like, not believe a person that actually admits to telling that story.
Fam, I'm a little bit older than both y'all. I'm gonna give you some game. Don't ever tell that lie. That's not the one to tell, bro. She's not gonna have sympathy for you. She's gonna make a meme out of your ass. You're gonna become a laughingstock. That ain't even the right lie to tell.
She'd rather you burn her from nailing some dirty chick from wherever than to find out that you just got gang raped by 7 niggas.
Gang raped. 7. But I survived out west. Remember?
He said, but I survived.
But I survived. I came back to you, baby. What I'm saying?
How do we skip? Oh my God! How do we skip past the point where I just don't tell her I'm burning? I go to the fucking doctor. I get whatever pills I need, and then I just find excuses not to fuck for 2 weeks. How do we skip that excuse?
But how you gonna give it to her though? Are you gonna put it like in her food or something?
She's already burnt.
Yeah.
But see, here's the game, though, and this is what I was saying, because I thought I was listening intently, but I fully missed to get raped by a guy part. Right? But in the question read like this, if I remember correctly. It said, hey, man, I got a question. I got this little side piece. I got burnt by the side piece. I'm trying to figure out how to tell my girl. But at the same time, I think my girl cheating. That's how I heard the question.
Mm-hmm. Right, so but he didn't have no proof of that.
Yeah, but in that vein, I just waited till she said something, and he'd be like, "You gave me this."
If she didn't, then.
But if she don't say that, you good money because she thinks she gave it to you.
But look, if she didn't,
said, but you ain't need no stitches.
You immediately, once she come and be like, "You burned me," you be like, you start crying and be like, "Babe, I was out west." I went to the alley. You immediately start the story.
This is a West Side nigga, by the way, because Nicole was in there like, stop saying out west. Nicole be mad when you talk that West Side shit.
Oh, well, I'm from out west, so, I'm just saying. I said, if you're
so you can vouch for it, these behaviors on the West Side.
I'm just saying, like, if you're from out south and you tell somebody, I was out west and this happened. South side, folks, they believe.
Oh, yeah, we believe the worst about the West Side.
They believe everything. So that's what I'm saying. So if you're from out south and your girl be like, babe, I went to the store and these West Siders, came in, jumped on me. You know what I'm saying? One of them had my arms, the other one had my legs.
If you ain't need no stitches, you must have been relaxed as fuck.
Sheree said, hey, you ain't need no stitches. Then she came back and said, if you ain't needing no stitches, you must have been relaxed as fuck. That door has been opened before. If 7 niggas ran up in there, no stitches.
Oh my God.
That door, somebody has had access to that corridor previously.
Oh my God.
They ain't need stitches. Nah, man. It's elastic, man. It tighten back up,
Hey,
DJ, hang up the phone.
Let's get
DJ, hang up the phone. Hang up the phone, DJ. Hang up the phone now.
Turn off those lights.
Okay? Let's get this over with.
Shut all this shit down. He said it's elastic. It goes back.
Fam. They killing me in here, man. Ty came in here with the KD haircut. You talking about you that got raped by 7 men? They are reflecting this on our fraternity.
Hey, listen.
Wait, did you say the KD haircut? You funny?
Yeah. So hold on.
I didn't
Go
say
ahead,
I did. I'm telling him what to say. With him, not me, telling him what to say to help him out.
Hey, man, listen. All I know is that May's been at your head all day. Big Lavender been around here talking about some, see, that's how them damn alphas get down. That's how them damn alphas get down.
All day.
He said you got used to it because that was y'all's pledging process. He said that was part of y'all pledging process, so
man.
you got used to getting gangbanged.
Hey, listen, he just upset because his pledging process was only 10 days. You feel me? So they was in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not say in and out anymore. let's not have you say they was in and out anymore.
But can I still say the elastic, tighten back up? Can I still say?
No, I want you to take all the elastic out your jogging pants, out all your hooping shorts. No more elastic at all for you. Like what? Jesus Christ.
Hey, man.
I do not know how I missed this last night, G. I would have fell out that fucking chair.
Yeah, but that's all Maze kept saying was like, it's the rape for me. That's all Maze kept commenting. He lost me at rape. Like that's all he kept putting was
this
rape. Why somebody raped you?
This relationship is gonna have to be over. It's just gonna have to be over.
But if you do not want it to do, you know what I'm saying, be over, guys, please. Hey,
I'm
just
saying
try the story, man.
If it's the relationship is over, or I got gang raped by 7 niggas in the
Nah, you just gotta take that L.
The relationship is over.
Yeah, you gotta take that L. Some L's you just gotta take.
But it's not even a true story you telling. It's not even a true story though. It's a lie.
Boosie said, "Bless your heart."
Yeah, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
It's a lie though. You telling a lie, but the lie is so crazy. You'd be like, did he really tell me he was gang rape? You know what I'm saying? And so like she'll feel sorry and she won't leave you.
She's not gonna feel sorry.
The more he explains it gets better and better, man.
The next morning you just have to fake like it burns when you pee.
Let's not say DP right now either, Shady.
One of the dudes that they gave it to me. And then that's it. Flo, you with me in the back? Flo's
not with you.
He's trying to get Flo. Hey, Flo, he's trying to pull you into the game, man.
Hey, look. I ain't from out west. Keep that out west, my dog. Keep that out west. What up, bro? All love, G, but keep that out.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
my political career is over.
Hey, man.
Just sit here with your ass, man. My political career is over.
His screen just froze, man. Damn. Yo.
Come on, man. We gotta move forward.
Yo. How?
We gotta move forward.
Move forward how?
Oh my God. We gotta move forward. We can't take it. I can't take it.
DJ can take it. A lot of it.
Oh my God.
Jerry said more like week whole Wednesday. Yo, Reese, your screen is freezing. So I'm gonna drop you off, man. If you pop back in there, I'll pop you back in. But dog, there we have it, people.
Hey man, check out Week Whole Wednesdays though. It is an entertaining show for sure.
Week Whole Wednesday is fire. Ain't no doubt about that.
Don't let DJ and Ty be a representation of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
What you mean?
1-9.
Those stories are not reflections of how we move.
Jesus Christ.
All I'm saying is if it comes down to it, you got nothing left to say.
Go ahead.
Use it, man. You look, he pushed the mic on, man. Just use it, man. And we give bum advice. Every Wednesday, holla at me, yo, man. Send me your questions, your stories, and I promise you, just like I just helped that wonderful person out.
You didn't help that person. You did not help that person.
Just like I helped that wonderful person, I can help y'all too. So please,
no, thank you.
Advice you can't use.
Tune in. I guarantee when he tell that story, how she looked, she was like, "Come here, baby. I'm so glad you made it back to me. I'm so glad you came back." And but definitely, man. So y'all ain't nobody with me. Flo, you ain't with me. Two ain't with me.
No one is with you.
Nobody.
Call Crave, see if he with him.
You know what?
Oh, God.
Crave might. He the only person I really don't want to be.
Crave might be with you. Yo,
Crave might be with me though. But
DJ, it's something about this studio. It's something about when you walk. I told Big Lavender, I said, we gonna have to sage the broadcast studio because there's something in there. Niggas walk in there and say the wildest shit in this studio. I ain't never heard you say no wild shit outside the studio. I ain't never heard, well, I have heard Crave say wild shit everywhere. But both of y'all said the wildest shit ever in here. Wow.
Man, well, hey, I just be trying to help out my fellow people, man. In case you in the jam, hit me up. I got you.
Let's not say jam either.
I told you it's elastic, my dude. It will come back to tighten back up. I told you.
How do you know this?
Oh my God! Man.
Not from experience.
How do you know?
I just took sex in.
DJ be at home taking vinegar baths and shit.
the after saw the alcohol.
Oh my goodness!
I can't participate no more.
I can't. Hey, DJ, man.
Hey, listen, go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro. I missed it last night. I heard it this morning on the Maze Jackson show. And then I was hearing about it all day. And then I walked to the studio. Maze gets right on that again, right? He like, what was DJ talking about last night? I'm like, what you mean? The show was fire. He's like, no, the rape shit. I'm like, what rape shit? He talking about getting gang raped by some niggas. I said, wait. Hey man, I appreciate you coming on and I would say explaining that shit, but I don't think you just explained that shit at all.
I think I definitely got some viewers that's gonna come through and send me some stuff. I got y'all.
People love to watch the train
wreck. It's provocative. It gets the people going.
It gets the people going.
Yeah, they coming back to listen now, G. They definitely coming back to listen now.
Well, man, thank you, fellas, man, for having me on, man. You know,
it's a pleasure,
y'all, man.
brother.
Catch me Wednesdays for sure. 8:30 p.m. week whole Wednesday for some more crazy story. It's gonna be even crazier next week, man. I got another one, something like it. So it's
you got to pass that on to the sister though. You got to let her answer that question then.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let her answer it then.
So people send you these emails ahead of time.
Yeah, for sure. They send me like the emails and the questions and stuff like that.
And then you think through how you gonna solve the issue.
Yeah, I thought about.
You put some thought into this, and that's what you came up with.
Yeah, that actually took me about 4 days.
I blame Chicago public school system.
Yo.
Oh God.
Y'all in that dive, bro. Y'all in that.
Oh,
Yo.
Yo.
He said, so you thought about this before you said it.
Right. You put some thought. You like, oh, that's it. That's the one. Go with that.
God. That's it. That's the one right there.
What did Joe lady say about the show last night?
Toxic. She said, you toxic as ever. She said, I don't want to. She said, every time I watch your show, I ask, why am I with you? I got to watch the
I'm with her on that one.
Why am I with this dude?
Steve
say he almost crashed the whip 5 times.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So before I go ahead and get up out of here, fellas, use that story, man. You get jammed. I'm sorry. Can't say jam, my fault. If you get in trouble. If you get in some entanglements, you know what I'm saying? That story is, man, use that one. It's a one-time use, okay?
I hope so.
It's a one. If you tell her,
can't run that back next week. Them niggas got me again.
You'll be like, the same stuff? You be going back to the gang rape happened? I think you like the gang rape.
Talking about it was 9 this time.
It was an extra one. And they had ropes and chains, like, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta watch out, Josh. So
I
man,
y'all
watch
too hard. I brought my headache back just from laughing.
Oh man,
yo,
they out that car jacket and booty jacket, y'all.
Hey, I will flip this table over, man. What's wrong with this dude, man?
Oh my God.
All right, fellas, man. Hey, I gotta go in.
Get out of here.
All right, boy.
All love, man. I'm gonna hit you up because we got to talk about some work for this weekend, man. I'm gonna need a lot of assistance from you, but I'll hit you up on the side about that piece.
So for sure. All right.
Hey, watch your back, bro.
Stay away from alleys, y'all.
Watch your back. Golly, man. Hey.
Yeah, y'all got to tune in and we go Wednesday, man. It is an entertaining conversation.
I love the conversation. It's
right. I be trying to be on this righteousness, but ratchetness it's entertaining. You can't turn away from it. It's like a car crash. You know what I mean?
It's like a car crash.
You can't turn away from it.
Yo, DJ is hilarious.
He is funny. He's funny.
That mug is stupid. So listen. So in my mind, the whole time I've been waiting on him to pop into the show. Right, the whole first 2 hours, I'm thinking that when he gets here, he's gonna like walk this thing down. Like, oh no, man, they misunderstood. I was like,
no, he from out west.
He doubled down on that shit. Like, yeah, it's a great fucking story to tell. Y'all use it. He said, after I just helped that wonderful person out, you ain't helped do it so well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's next level, G. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart and other things.
Yeah, CPS is failing our children.
You ain't that. He said that one took me 4 days to come up with.
Oh my God. That's wild. So yeah,
listen, man. I'm telling you, your partner wants to believe that you are not smoking them. Use that to your advantage. Like when you gotta come up with a bullshit story, use the fact that your partner does not want to believe that you're smoking them to your advantage. They don't want to believe it. So if you got a halfway plausible story, they'll accept it.
You back to saying, That's what you back to saying, Flo?
That was not me, sir.
Yes, I don't rock with none of this shit Herb was talking about.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. And I'm not even the fucking lying ass dude.
No, I just say be honest.
I'm always honest. You can check my resume. You can call anybody from my past.
The simple resolution is just wear a condom. Let's just wear a condom.
Or just not be fucking
Or
cheating.
just be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can run through my history and call anybody. Nobody's gonna be like, yeah, he be fucking lying and just like, nah, I'm not under that act. That's just not. I'm gonna tell you straight up, like,
I don't have an answer for this, but what I want to stop immediately.
Of course, you don't have an answer for this. It's fucking elastic.
But what has to stop immediately is that you all are giving Maze fodder for jokes. I don't like Maze having any fodder for jokes on me.
Oh, Adrian, you know I'm keeping this going for a long time.
As soon as we walk in the door, you got to think Todd's an alpha, DJ's an alpha,
yes.
Brian Foster's the new guy's an alpha.
Yes.
Right? And I don't even hang my hat on being an alpha. Like, that shit don't weigh that heavy
Is Sadeek alpha?
In my book. I don't think so. He's a Sigma too, like Maze. Okay. But Maze was waiting all day for me to walk into the damn studio.
Oh, he couldn't wait
to put that shit.
He could not wait for you to get
on the back of Alpha File.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Maze is so. Listen, so yesterday was Thursday. That's when yesterday was Wednesday. That's when Brian Foster does In the Zone. Right. Make sure y'all check that out too. That's every Wednesday at 7:00. Brian had his Alpha book bag. Cold as hell too. The shit was raw as fuck. He said like ice cold on the straps and shit. It was right. It was raw. But he set it on the floor, right? He's had it sitting on the floor, and here come Maze. See? Look how alphas do. They just throw their little shit on the floor. He don't even care about it. He taking pictures of it, and it was over there by the coat thing, and so there was like a umbrella that was hanging above his book bag. It wasn't here, but it was just hanging there. But the umbrella was stripes, blue and white. It's like, see? Blue and white, over the Alpha book bag. He taking pictures of it. He probably posted it somewhere. Maze be looking for reasons to smoke y'all.
He's looking for a reason to smoke me. Because he idolizes me. Yes. I get it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Big Lavender. You know what I mean? He does. I said what I said for elderly in the morning.
It's for seniors.
Right? So for me, all of that is just fodder and leverage for us to when we come in here.
It's
not really about DJ or Brian.
I want to show up to the Ruthie Moore show tomorrow and say this is Wiz for seniors, but I can't go in there offending people.
We don't have to offend people. Every morning in his comments, there's a plethora of people talking about, oh yeah, they was talking about this, so I said what I said.
Yeah. Hey, I saw somebody talking about test your work in the Ruthie Moore show.
Every third comment is a reference point to something we talked about.
It's Wiz for seniors. That's funny as hell. Hey man, we leaving early. I don't have 10 more minutes of shit to say. DJ just took that's it, fam. Are you serious, bro?
Yeah, man. What's today?
Thursday.
Yeah. So one of the things we talk about real quick, I talked to Q earlier this morning, and Tiger sent me a video of the sister that got carjacked. My cousin Gabby was just in the comments talking about 2 young sisters got caught carjacking somebody.
Thanks, BT. You always count on somebody from the Wiz fam to go fire the shots that need to be fired.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
Say, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna say it in the morning to see if they say anything.
Yeah, Boosie, yeah, Brandon, they all go do it. Do it. I support all that.
It's an easy way to and tomorrow. And when his birthday tomorrow?
He definitely gonna block me tomorrow.
His birthday tomorrow or Saturday? He finna be charged up. Go in there and ruin his birthday show with a whole bunch of Izwiz talk. He gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Call it the Izwiz recap show.
Don't mention them little rascals on my show. Say all kind of Izwiz shit tomorrow, man.
Nah, but real shit. But back to the carjacking conversation, because it's steady being spikes and conversations around what's happening in the streets in Chicago. So I had talked to Q this morning. Q is going to be out there weekly making a movement at all of the gas stations, or at least a couple of gas stations that specifically we was at last weekend. And I'm going to try to put out some kind of promotional material, some promotional piece to actually like have times and locations. So specifically for women.
We bringing strippers, Adrian.
Specifically for women to come if you got a chance or time to come gas your cars in those moments, at those times. Mm-hmm. But I want to have a reference point to all of the gas stations. And also, they had a meeting earlier with him in Africa and some other people, and I told them they should come on the show tomorrow to kind of verify where they're going to be. Also, there are other movements like similar to Q's that are popping up across the city right now. I see them mimicking some of the stuff Q does. But also, I want to say this to all the brothers that's doing it. I respect it.
Perfect, Boosie.
But one thing for certain is the Q has been doing this with a group of guys that he orchestrated for a while now, just quietly. And it ain't just been about gas stations.
No,
I don't want to use the word vigilante, but
it's just been full neighborhood patrol.
Right, Q is it's neighborhood patrol, right? And they're doing this out without no funding. They're doing this out without no rapport, no press, no.
Adrian offered him a donation. He was like, "Nah."
And he turned it down, right? But and also we told him that's stupid. We got to stop doing that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I see people mimicking Q's strategy.
Yeah.
But be clear, man. Q legitimately is, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a trained professional, right?
Don't try this at home.
And he's bringing people to the table who have some level of discipline, some level of training, and I just want us to all be clear that it's not vigilanteism either, right? We're not trying to hurt nobody. We're trying to make a stand and create an aura of presence for our sisters mainly by our brothers. So instead of the road groups, and I don't know who all is listening because you just don't know, but I would rather them link into Q than to do separate movements.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So every time Nicole says she wants to donate too, so we'll put that back in Q's ear. Anytime I'm talking about doing community work, and I'm talking about doing it in one specific location, and then duplicating that initiative or whatever it is, duplicating that across other communities in other cities, right? But you do that by studying who did it well, right? You get with who did it well. And so Q hit me up yesterday, matter of fact. He was like, okay. He was like, we want to put together one in South Shore. He's like, do you want to kind of spearhead that thing in terms of putting together that group? I'm like, yeah, cool. But the first thing our group is going to do, whoever is a part of the South Shore group, the first thing we're going to do is come shadow what y'all do in Bronzeville. That's the first thing we're going to do, learn what the fuck we doing, right? And then we can go back home and do it. But you duplicate who's already doing it well. So it makes perfect sense. Q should be on point for all the motherfucking communities. And when we got questions, you got concerns, how should we go about this? You holler at Q. You go over there,
it wasn't this ragtag that, look, people had walkie-talkies, we was in constant communication, we had rolling groups.
Yeah, we had everything.
You know what I'm saying? It was always something extra going on.
Identifiers, all kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. So I just don't want us to think this was just some, fly-by-night kind of concept.
They've been on it.
And again, the goal is to prevent the shit from happening. We're not out there trying to hurt no shorties. And you just, when we on in front of that, because I know how it gets, you got a certain level of rapport, I got a certain level of rapport, Q has a certain level of rapport, a lot of other brothers out there have a certain level of rapport in the community. You start seeing these other road groups popping up, wearing the same outfits, wearing the little vests. We don't really have any attachment to that, and we just can't control what's going to happen. Right. You know what I mean? So if we can spread the message,
But do it in a way that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
That's all
it's organized and structured in a way that's not going to get nobody hurt, because we're not out there with bad energy. Right? That's number one.
That's real.
We're not out there on some, what the fuck you little niggas doing? We like, what's good, bro? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's we lead with love all the time. And the other thing is just a last resort. But anyway, man, shout out to Q for doing that. Shout out to Sister Africa Porter, too, for continuing to be her phenomenal self, per usual. Wow, the initiative is going to continue to be out there again on this Saturday as well. Listen, man, thank y'all so very, very much for tuning in. Thank y'all for clowning with us in the 5 o'clock hour, as we always like to do. Appreciate y'all's contributions to the conversation as always. It was valued. It was certainly appreciated. Y'all be coming with it non-stop. And then when we start clowning, y'all be on that shit too, and we appreciate it. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook. We appreciate everybody watching on YouTube. Everybody that is going to come in and watch it later on this evening, thank y'all for taking the time to do so. We greatly appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all get up real early for the Maze Jackson show tomorrow. Instead of saying happy birthday,
wish him happy birthday too.
Instead of saying happy birthday,
just wish him happy birthday too. It's balance, King. It's balance.
All right, tell him happy birthday, and then everything he said, like Boosie said, yeah, I heard that they said that on Is Wiz.
This is a great recap.
No matter what he say, whatever if he be like, my name Maze Jackson, be like, they said that on Is Wiz.
I think I heard that on Is Wiz. That would be great.
That's gonna that'd be great. That'd be great. So y'all give him a hard time, but it is his birthday, so y'all make sure y'all show him some love on that piece too. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be here at 3 p.m. Y'all make sure y'all get up early for the Ruthie Moore show. Stick around for the Book of Dawn. That will be leading right into Tori Muhammad. And then on the soil with the bigs. Peace to
Jamie
the guys,
T.
man. Indeed, peace to the guys, man. And then we'll be back here at 3 o'clock to hang out with y'all on a Relationship Friday. Adrian said, what's going to be the topic? I said, we're going to have strippers in here. I just be liking to piss Adrian off sometimes.
You know.
Yeah,
she'll show up still. She's talking fun. That I ain't showing up. She'll show up.
It's just fun. It's just fun to mess with her.
Yeah.
Robin was talking that too last night about
Buffy the Body. What's a popular stripper name? I don't know. That's she old that shit. That's what I was about 20.
Jesus Christ, Janet Jack me in this motherfucker. I heard. Never mind. Anyhow, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Robin, last night she was in at WeCo Wednesday talking about I'm finna leave. I'm leaving. When the ratchet shit started flying,
right back.
ROW is all for the ratchet shit. Like she be with it. She got all the jokes, all the one-liners for it, so she stuck around. It was a good time, man. Anyway, shout out to DJ for popping on the show and letting us make fun of him a little bit and owning it and standing on it and laying in it or whatever he did for it. It is what it is.
Take that.
Anyway, man, we up out of here, man. Thank y'all so very, very much. We'll catch y'all tomorrow for Flo Behind the Glass doing all of the hard work. And for Toussaint Warner, my name is Herb Howard. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, y'all be good to each other.
Salam alaikum.
Eastside.